It's Monday morning, everybody, and Collider Live is back. Monday morning, Collider Live, and what a crew we have today. Joining us by the skin of her teeth, she just made it. Roxy Streyer's in the house. Hello, Roxy. Tell me in a second what happened.
Something happened, huh?
All right.
I happened.
You happened, all right. And joining us again, coming off of his musical tour. No, Josh Macuga. Josh Macuga.
Oh, thanks.
How you doing? Playing air guitar across the nation.
So much air guitar, dude.
But you don't even know how to play.
I'm slapping the bass.
Slapping the bass. And welcoming back to the show, producer extraordinaire, Schmoe player extraordinaire, Mark Yodi Riley.
Good to be back, guys.
Mark, I say
Thank
to you, from the people watching, from your family here, we love you.
Thank you.
We love and really, you know how much Kal meant to us.
I know.
And he was and will always be one of the crew.
Yep.
And we are so happy that that we got to spend those memories with him. And he was the first. He was the first mascot. Not even really a mascot. He was just one of the boys.
He
You
was
wrote
one
the
of the
most
boys.
beautiful poem.
Yeah.
I was sobbing.
I wrote that for
reading
him,
that.
and he posted it.
Yeah.
It was so his words.
Yeah.
Nobody else could have written that. It was so beautiful.
Thank you. That
Yeah.
fell out of me.
It was amazing.
I didn't eat all day, obviously, from that the whole experience. And so then Julie and I finally like, okay, we got to go get some food. And she's standing in the doorway. I went, hold on. And it just poured out.
It's therapeutic.
Oh.
It just, I felt the same when my dog passed. I was like, it was in the shower, and like this.
Oh, yeah.
It just this wave just kind of hit you.
The waves have been coming.
Yeah.
My dad was always like, the dog is yours and your mother's, right? And then the dog loved my dad, right?
Yeah.
So when my dad and mom went to put the dog down, my dad was like kind of stoic and silent. And then they're driving home, and it's like a 10-minute drive from the vet to my parents' house. And he pulled over in a McDonald's parking lot and just started sobbing. And my mom was like, "I've never seen this before."
Man, I'm telling you, it's just an attachment you have. So I completely, again, our hearts break for you, but
Thanks.
He was a good dog.
He was a good dog. He lived a great life. He,
Good boy.
2 days before his 12th birthday, so all intended and purposes, 12 years old, 12 long years with him.
Yeah, man.
And we did everything together.
Well, there you go.
We had some good laughs on Friday. I went over to Mark's place. There was a gang of regulars, and we chugged a bunch of wine.
Yeah.
And
Of course.
we told
Which is what you do when you go to the Riley place.
You do.
There it is.
And we told the story of the Star Wars draft, which a lot of people in the room didn't know.
Oh, right. You told us on Friday, didn't you?
I told on the show, but I told it to the room of
of
people,
course.
and it was just
they don't
the
watch
best.
the show.
Yeah.
No, I just wanted to see if we repeated it again in this show, which we should.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it was the best, and they were dying because that was the day that we almost made Tiffany Smith puke.
Yeah, it's the fart that
She
drove
almost checked out
Tiffany
first.
out of the
Yeah.
Tiffany.
I mean,
I'll
she almost
always remember that.
fainted.
Yeah. It was
Cal, not cheese.
Don't
Oh,
give
boy.
cheese. So anyway, guys,
Just like Roxy, she hates cheese.
And I'll speak for Mark Riley also to say thank you to the love that I saw out there from a lot of the fans of this show, Schmoedown in general. Just thank you guys so much for being kind, because it was nice to see.
Thank you to everybody. I mean, I have never received so many messages in my life. Texts, Instagram, Facebook,
Email.
Twitter, email,
good.
calls, whatever it may be. People sending pictures of that they made of Kal. People like Matthew Kearns, of course, made a wonderful tribute, video. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. You had no idea how much that really helped me.
It was nice to see, and I'll tell you what helped me was when the leader, by the way, at my apartment complex, listened to the bit.
Ooh.
Oh, the leader liked it. He was laughing. Willy Def did not listen to it.
Willy Def
did not listen to it. But I did see Willy Def coming walking out.
Is that what we're calling Willem Dafoe now?
Yeah, we'll call him Willy Def.
Because the people got mad about the Willem Dafoe
Oh no,
clickbait?
I just feel like calling him Willy Def.
Okay.
It's a good nickname.
Yeah, I saw him walking out, and he did it again. He did the "Hey, how's it going?" I'm like, "You just hit the garbage can. You give me a hey, how's it going?" I give him one of these, and walk by. I'm like, "Come on, Willy Def, just tell me that you hit the garbage cans," because he was with his lady, so I didn't want to do a thing. But next time I see him, I'm gonna say, the garbage can thing was amazing.
Right.
I'm just letting you know. It was really funny. And the fact that you did that, it gave me a lot to talk about on the show on Thursday. So
And some good memes too.
What do you mean just tell me, though? What is he supposed to say when he sees you? Hey, I hit the garbage cans.
No.
You know, and you know he knows you know.
What I'm saying is, don't pretend like, because he's giving me the, "Hey, how's it going?" Like we're buddies.
Yeah.
We're not buddies. You clearly you're hiding the garbage cans because you think that you should.
So he should say nothing.
He
Like,
should,
when he sees you,
go, or give me one of those. Hey, give me one of those. I'll be okay with that. Because I'm like, okay, he's pissed off with me, and I don't like him.
you want a casual hey.
Yeah,
Not a friendly
Don't
hey.
give me a hey. I'm Willy Def, and I'm. What does he do?
Hey, Ben.
Ben's not there.
I don't know that.
Alex is not there either. So speaking of Alex, I have a great piece of information that I found out today.
Alex Marzonia?
Yes. So Alex Marzonia is a very accomplished musician. We know this. He's a very good singer. So today we don't have Cody, but we do. Welcoming back to the show is Cobbster's back.
Yeah,
Hey!
he is.
How are you, Cobbster?
I'm doing good. How you guys doing?
Good. So
Freaking out back here. I don't know how Cody does it.
yeah, I heard some news. That the Wangers were trying to be really nice, and they played a song of Alex's, right?
Yeah. You know, we at the time we recorded an episode of the Wanga Show. Check it out, patreon.com/wangers. We were Bryan hadn't heard the hit song Enya, you know, because you don't forget the Enya, and so he started to play it on the show, and then it was great. We all loved it. It's a great song. We were plugging it. We want everyone to check it out. A couple days later, we get a copyright strike.
Was it a strike or the monetization?
Oh, it was a claim. It was a claim.
Okay.
Copyright claim. And we lost all of that 12 cents that we desperately need for the wing.
Man.
But did you release the claim, Alex?
Yeah.
I don't know how to do it.
I don't know how to
He
do it.
doesn't know how to do
Right, so
it.
that's what Warner Brothers says when they flag one of our videos.
Yeah.
For,
You know what's crazy though is it's always music. It's always music
Always.
that gets you.
Yeah.
It's never
yeah.
like it's not what you say. It's not anything. It's always music. We made a video where like we smashed TVs way back in the day, and we used music that was given to us. And that is the only video on my channel that's still not monetized.
Well, the music thing has changed dramatically in a good way though, because back in the day, like in 2009, 2010, they would just take your video down. You can get a strike on your channel. Then they came up with a way to basically say, no, we're not going to. It's because they were smart, because you were getting promotion from it.
Sure.
So, and you were getting advertising from it. So they just basically monetized it and said, all right, well, this money's just going to come to us. Which, and some people go, well, fine. We don't. It fits our video.
Right.
So, a perfect example is there's a couple of Schmoe Dog videos that I needed the music to I wanted the entrances for those competitors had to pop.
So I've been wondering, how is it that you're able to use all that music? So you can just.
I made a sacrifice. And the sacrifice was
Who
that-
was it? Finstock?
Yes, he's gone. He's no longer. He's never coming in ever again.
The lamb.
Yeah, the thing that I made a sacrifice with the music was that if a video does very well, you might see $100, maybe $200 if you're lucky, maybe $300, right? I felt that that's what you'd basically be paying to license the music to these competitors to come out, and I take the shot. I say, okay, look, it was better for me to have Riley use the Superman music than some generic shit thing or actually there is someone else who made an actual theme song from him, a very talented musician. Vince Cox, who made a song for you. You're a different situation, but there are other competitors. You have just kind of like the copyright free music, and it's like it just doesn't fit the same way.
You're 100% right. The copyright free stuff. Now, you may find a diamond in the rough sometimes, but it's never to the point where it's, oh my God, it's Riley's music. It's, the Wild Thing music. It's
It's signature, but there is something. What I want to do as we start to build the Schmoe Dog more and more and more is that eventually, when I have it in my budget, is to hire a composer to do theme songs for the competitors.
WWE style.
Exactly.
So legally, you're allowed to do what you're doing. You just can't monetize
Correct.
off of it. Interesting. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, and it's just like they same thing.
You can have Alex do it. Just make sure you don't play it all the time. He'll copyright.
yeah, I'd be doing the same thing I'm doing now, basically. But speaking of which, a couple of things that I wanted to do. So we have a special caller calling in. What time is it right now, guys?
10 for 10.
10:10. All right, so in about 5 minutes we have
It's
somebody.
actually 10.
09.
No, whatever it is.
Maybe it's
Splitting hairs there.
Is it?
10.
Yeah,
He's
it's 10:09.
Yeah.
Okay, good. But
I don't know what I'm doing back here.
Good luck.
You can hear him fuddling back there, just like, button.
Cody has become like John Williams back there when it comes to the sound
It's
drops.
pretty unbelievable.
He's really, and I'm not shitting on you, Cobbs. I haven't been doing the show in a little bit, but like he does when he drops it's the garbage tab or the gopher. He's been really good at it.
Well, and I also kind of envision Cobbster back there, which we're trying to work on a new nickname for Cobbster. I'm not sure if the world is ready.
I think he
for
wants
it.
to just go back to his name.
Which
No
is
nickname.
no
Here,
nickname.
the problem is that we have the same name.
Correct.
And
That's
it's just
hard.
then it just gets it's just weird.
What about Chrissy?
He will hate that. No. Hold on.
Yeah, I could.
Although
Yeah.
Cobbster, let me. I'm going to back Roxy on this one for just
C-Bizzle?
C-Biscuit.
C-Biscuit?
Oh.
C-Biscuities?
So
No.
Roxy
We're getting closer.
says Chrissy, and remember in The Sopranos, Tony always called Christopher Chrissy.
Yeah.
Which
Christopher.
Christopher. or Chrissy, which I thought was a really fun name. I know you don't want to be
what
called
about
that.
Jin? Christian? Jin?
The Shin?
I like
No.
Christian.
Yeah, that's my
C.
name.
What about I mean, we call you Harloff for the most part.
To call him Harlow? No, all right. But what I wanted to tell you guys, though, too, this is something.
Should we do a Twitter poll?
Just hold on a second. Let me just get this out. Let me just get this out. Because there's something that I want to be very I'm excited about, because this is I got an email from the guy who runs our live events now, and he said that it's really something I should tell the fans about, because this is something that doesn't happen often with these live events. Chicago holds around this theater that we're doing for April 13th holds around 800 to 900 is what the theater holds. We sold over 600 tickets in less than 24 hours. Wow. For that event, and there's still, I think, right now, but just general admission. That's the only thing that's left right now. But you can get it. It's at theschmoedownlive.com. It's going to go really fast. But the fact that we did that, it was really quick. Thank you guys for that. Free for all, Los Angeles downtown. Still a lot of tickets left on that one too. Still about 150 tickets sold on that one. Big theater. It's a huge theater. 35 competitors. Everyone will be there for you to meet.
Can I come?
I think you're supposed to be there anyway. Yeah. So
I can't
March
be there,
23rd.
unfortunately.
You won't be there, but March 23rd, downtown LA. It is going to be the free for all. 35 competitors all going up against each other in just an overall battle. It is going to be amazing to watch. Hope you guys can be there. It's going to be one of the last events that we do in Los Angeles, because Los Angeles, for some reason, it's just like very laid back and just like, oh, buy tickets whenever.
Right.
And it's
Story of LA.
It's just a story of LA, and it's California. It's like, because this is the last time we're doing a live event in LA for a long time. It is also probably the last time we'll ever do a free for all here. So, and free for alls are doing this.
Huge.
It's huge. 35 people.
Come on, you're getting for that ticket. You're getting everybody.
Everyone, and it's going to be because
Except for me.
Except for
right.
Josh
But you
Macuga.
can have another one of those moments.
Did you pick the people yet or no?
Yeah, we've got pretty much the full lineup. I'm gonna just lock it down later today, but we have a pretty solid lineup of people who are going to.
Any surprises?
Yes. Yeah.
You.
Some surprises for sure.
You
yeah, you're gonna
competing.
compete. So anyway, so that's that. You can go to theschmoedownlive.com, get tickets for LA, get tickets for Chicago. If you're gonna go to the Chicago one though, I would really get those tickets sooner than later, because they're going really fast. And LA, come on, let's get those free for all
What's
tickets
up,
out
LA?
there. Yeah.
It's, you know what, LA, okay. And I live here, it's fine, whatever. But LA hates competition in one sense, right? Like the Rams come and like, oh, I guess when we get the Chargers, whatever. If you put it at LA, they're like, oh, what? We're gonna have to compete with New York? Nah, we're good, right?
Well,
like that's
I
not
know
a thing.
it's funny though, because like both the last two Los Angeles events sold out, but it took like 2 months to do it.
Sure.
New York did it in 3 days. Yeah. Chicago sold more tickets than New York in 1 day, but to be fair to New York, it was a smaller venue.
Yep.
But LA, for some reason, again, you know what it is too? They have access to us. We are in LA. We've gone to Comic Cons. We've done all these things. I'm just letting everybody know with the free for all, this is a once in a lifetime thing. Because I don't know if we'll ever do it in LA again. I'm not sure. I don't know.
Somebody that never is at the pay-per-view events, because you always seem to host it, then you did it again on weekends when I'm not in LA or not available.
How about you stop going to
do
weddings?
How about my freaking family stops getting married?
Right. Are these second marriages? Because it's got to be at this point. No,
there's so many cousins, man.
Right.
It's insane.
Everybody's
You know, the Italian
family.
Catholics.
Yeah, I get it. Hey, do we have our caller calling in yet?
Not yet.
Not yet, okay. Because we do have a special caller today. Because I did watch True Detective. I'm not going to spoil it for you if you didn't see it.
Yeah, I haven't seen last night.
Okay.
Oh, it's so good.
It's really.
so
Have you finally
good.
been watching it, Cobb?
I've been watching it, but I haven't seen the past 2 episodes, so I got some catching up to do.
Dude, the,
Cobb,
He
that
doesn't
felt
like Cobb, so
natural.
I got to get used to it.
Cobb
it's
felt
fine.
right.
Cobb is fine.
But if you're a fan, if you come up to me and you say Cobbster, I'm going to punch it. No, I'm kidding.
Love it.
Cobby.
Cobb, Tom. So True Detective we watched last night. Really loving that
good
show.
one.
Is it the best episode yet? Because last week was the best episode yet.
Yes.
It all just ties in.
Wait, how do you guys watch on Sunday?
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
How do you have time to watch on Sunday?
That's what I watch.
You watch when it airs?
Yeah, well, I mean, a little
We
bit
got
after.
home at like 8:30 last night.
Yeah,
we watched True Detective.
I
That's the first thing
watched.
I
I
watched.
watched a lot of the Grammys last night. Probably
You did?
Probably the first Grammys I've watched in I don't know how long.
I'm shocked. Why?
Because my wife wanted to watch it. My wife and my daughter wanted to watch it, and they wanted to watch the performances.
How many of the artists did you know?
That's the whole point of this. I don't know anybody.
Nobody.
That's why we're gonna have. So I'll tell you right now, very soon, from Sight and Sound, Jaye Williams.
Nice.
Whoa,
He's gonna
J to the
call
A to
in
the Y to the E.
because I called him. I said I got to talk to you about this car crash that I watched last night, because I knew No one. I knew Lady Gaga.
Can I ask you an honest question?
Yeah.
Who hosted it?
Alicia Keys.
Oh,
hosted it.
she kept popping up. I was watching the corner.
Her I knew, obviously, and I was watching, and I was okay. And then there's someone named Her.
There's nothing like the comedy of Alicia Keys to really get me going.
Who was that? Who was the girl that won? The country girl that I did
I
not
don't
know
know
with the
any.
brown
Taylor
hair.
Swift.
And then who's the one at Shabba? Who's the new artist? Dua Lipa.
Dua Lipa. Dua Lipa. Yeah.
She is.
That I know.
First of all, she's very attractive.
Where are these? Yeah.
But here's the problem I have, and this is something I'm going to have the conversation with Jaye
Here
when he
comes
calls
the
me.
grandpas on the
It really is. And I absolutely.
You kids these days and you mumble raps.
I felt myself just getting old watching it because I'm just like, who are these people? And I was doing the same thing that every generation does. I'm like, this ain't real music. Except when Alicia Keys was up there, I was like, that's a talented musician, right? And I'm watching all of it, and I realized that there's what's her face, like Lady Gaga, very talented. But when Adele hit the scene, you knew that was a talented artist. When Alabama Shakes hit, okay, that's someone. These are some new artists that I can get.
From Alabama Shakes.
Yeah, where did that just come from?
Because I remember watching and seeing them pop up, and I'm like, those are like talent. Because I remembered it, right?
That girl's a performer.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
A lot of people I saw last night were just, I felt like ran into a producer who said, wear this, try to do this. We're going to throw a little bit of this mixed with a little bit of that, and no one will know who you are in 2 years.
How do you feel about Cardi B?
Who? No. Cardi B, I liked her performance last night, but is that just because I'm a man? I don't know. I mean, it was.
That's a good point.
She's very sexy.
Yeah.
But I don't know what she's saying. What song did she sing? I have no idea. I don't know.
But dude, here's the thing: is we were listening to an old school rap playlist on Spotify yesterday. We were driving down to Orange County, and Amanda said after like the 8th or 10th song, she's like, a lot of this starts to run together sometimes. I'm like, yeah, because
The whole show.
No. We're talking about the 90s
album.
playlist. We're talking about the 90s playlist on Spotify. And I was like, yeah, but I mean, like when we listen to rap on radio now, a lot of it runs together because there's a lot of the mumble rap, there's not a lot of hooks anymore, which is always hard in music, is to find your voice and to really stand out amongst it. I think a lot of the music today, a lot of music in our day and whatever, is we remember the hits. We remember like that beautiful moment that you heard Dr. Dre sing Nothing But a G thing, right? And you were an hip-hop guy.
Speaking of G.
We got him?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So joining us now from formerly of the Afterthoughts podcast. Now it's all about sight and sound, justifiably so. Hello, Mr. Jaye Williams. How are you, sir?
I heard if I was the 9th caller that I could win a goldfish. Is that still?
You can.
That is
You absolutely can win a goldfish. But first of all, how have you been, man?
Man, it's been good. It's been, I've got more time now. I've got more time to just sort of kick back. But I miss you guys. It's nice to just be able to watch as a fan and not somebody that's just breaking down every little thing that you say. But I've got my eye on you guys.
Well, now that you say that, can you break down the last 2 months of the show, please?
Yeah. So you have been watching?
Absolutely. I mean, listen, it's all gone to absolute shit.
Yep.
You got people storming out of the room. Mark Ellis is quitting. You had to add 2 more days just to keep the lights on. I still don't know where the bathroom is. I don't know what's going on.
Good. But you have been enjoying it. That's good. I'm glad.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Jay, who likes me less, you or Ryan?
Fair question.
Should we just figure this out right here?
Go ahead.
Nobody doesn't like you, Macuga. In fact, I'm a huge fan of yours. You're
thanks,
one
man.
of my favorite people on the internet.
Who likes me less, Jay or Ryan?
Also, neither one of us hate you.
No. What they did,
This is my favorite caller.
They
ever.
would give you shit, and I liked
Yes.
when they gave you shit because the one thing that I was bummed about is that their last show was like a week before the whole storm out.
Oh,
Yeah, that was
damn.
crazy.
Yeah, I would have loved to have heard their thoughts on that. But that's not why you're calling in today. You're calling in today because I watched this thing last night, and I don't know who any of these people are. I don't know anybody. Like, there's people up there that I feel like, and I don't know if you heard right before you called in, I obviously know the people that I know from back in the day. I heard Toni Braxton got nominated. I'm like, oh, she's still around. I know her. And I don't know. I knew none of those songs. Now, is this just me being completely out of touch? Because I'm accepting that in full capacity. But I feel like most of the music last night, minus Childish Gambino, I was happy that he won.
Yeah.
But minus that, everything just kind of bleeds together. It doesn't really seem like there were any real talent there last night. Am I wrong?
Yeah, I mean, listen, are you out of touch? That's maybe just a little bit, but that's okay. It's very, very difficult to sort of keep your finger on the pulse of every single thing that's going on with music today. I mean, we don't have the same things that we used to have back in the day. I mean, there's record stores, obviously, but nobody's really listening to the radio anymore. We're all listening to Collider Live and Sight and Sound and stuff like that.
Jay, sometimes I turn on the radio. I do.
Sometimes.
I solely listen to the radio.
No, really.
Yeah.
Okay, well, there you go. So you should have been the demographic for last night. But the thing that I think we have to look at is the fact that in terms of how many genres were actually represented last night, there wasn't a lot. I mean, the entire Grammys essentially killed rock and roll. There was zero rock and roll.
Well, Lady Gaga tried to do
Lady
Gaga tried to do rock and roll with "Shallow" for some reason. Like she was doing a David Bowie impression of that song, which didn't really work in my opinion.
I'm so glad that you brought that up because I think that is an absolutely fantastic song. It's so well written, and the way that they perform it in the movie and the recorded version is so good. But it was just too much last night.
Yeah,
so I'm
weird.
glad that you picked up on that.
Yeah, it was weird, but go ahead.
Is rock and roll dead forever? Serious question. Like, will it have a comeback at some point? Because I've been waiting for that moment. Like, I remember watching Grammys years and years ago when the Chili Peppers were winning.
They were on last night, and they performed last night. It was weird.
And it was weird.
Yeah.
And back then it was like they won everything across the board, and you're rooting for them, and you're like,
Right.
I was like screaming at the TV.
And it was like Hulk Hogan coming out last night, like just kind of fighting one match, like, oh, his breasts are showing.
Just the whole thing was, and again, I only watch out of the corner of my eye, which is why I couldn't even tell that Alicia.
Right.
I was like, oh, Alicia Keys is performing a lot. I guess she was hosting.
She was hosting.
But is it possible? Like, will we ever see a Grammys again where rock and roll makes a?
What do you think, Jay?
Man, I sure hope so because I'm a huge rock fan, and unfortunately, yeah, the Chili Peppers were the only people to represent rock music last night, and it was also a tragic performance in my opinion. But I think rock music is in a really weird spot because, I mean, it doesn't have the luxury of being as young as rap and hip hop music is. I mean, I'm sure, Christian, you probably know exactly where rap and hip hop music started, whereas with rock music, I mean, we got to go back a pretty long time, and it's just not super relevant today. And I think the issue that rock music has in 2018, 2019 is that it's sort of trying to figure out how to evolve the right way. You've got a lot of artists these days that are really trying to blend a lot of music genres into what rock music is to make it a little bit more relevant. Bands like 21 Pilots is a band that comes to mind. A lot of people don't consider them a rock band, but
what about a band like Foo Fighters, which seems to be like the band, like the rock band?
But they're still older though.
They are older.
That's the thing is all the rock bands are.
And they're a spinoff.
That's what I'm saying. There was nobody to me that popped last night that I was like, oh, okay, I gotta figure. I mean, yeah, I'm old, but I gotta figure out who that young artist is. Like, I didn't care. Like, I mean, like I said, the two that I brought up before, like when Adele hit the scene, you're like, who's that? Like that's somebody. Or when again Alabama Shakes hits, you're like, who's that?
Right.
Where are those people? Because last night I didn't see any of those people.
Let me, Jay, Josh Macuga here, Collider Live, big fan. Hey, so. Because I heard an interview with Darius Rucker. Obviously, people know him from Hootie and the Blowfish, but he's a huge country star now. Like, he's a big deal. And he said something that kind of always stuck with me. It was like, in pop music or rock music, whatever, they're always looking for the next big thing. And in country music, they're always looking for the next great song, right? Mm-hmm. So that always kind of stuck with me. And I feel like there's a lot of rockers. I have a friend, her name's Mickey Guyton. She's kind of big in the country music. She started as a pop star, like she would have been in a girl group, kind of like a Tiffany Smith's kind of situation. And she switched to country because she could actually write music. Do you think there's a lot of rock and roll stars out there right now that might be transitioning to country because they can actually be songwriters?
Potentially. I mean, that's definitely a good theory, but I think part of the problem is you have so many artists sort of jumping around. I mean, Taylor Swift is an artist that started in country and then evolved into just being strictly pop music. Look at somebody like Nelly, who, I mean, obviously he's a hip hop artist, but he's sort of transitioning to being in with some of the country people as well. I just think that the people, they look at wherever the white space is, no pun intended with country music, Darius Rucker's a black man, but there's a lot of white people that can spend a lot of money in country music. And I think it's an industry at the end of the day. And they're just looking for people who are going to spend money. And the music industry, more than anything, they want to know where people are going to actually buy things. And a lot of the suburban, white, older America, they still buy records. They still buy.
Well, that's also, you're right.
CDs
That's
and
all,
album
I
rights.
think that's also why The Voice, any single time you see The Voice or these other competition shows, the country singer usually always wins.
Yeah.
Every single time because the audience is so big there. But
It's just not my bag.
yeah, me either. Never.
I like country music. I've never. I enjoy some of the newer country. I'm not like a big fan of like the twangy stuff. From
I
back
don't
in the
hate
day.
it. It just doesn't respond. I don't
Yeah.
respond to it.
I would never put it on. Like if I'm at a party and I'm drinking a beer and it's on, it's a hot day. I'm not mad at it, but I would never be like, oh, what playlist am I gonna play country?
See, when people sometimes.
Well, one thing real quick, if I can. So one interesting thing about last night was Casey Musgraves actually winning Album of the Year.
person.
That was an absolute shock, I think, especially
That's that
considering the
brunette
people that
girl?
Yeah, that's right. She won Best Country Album, I believe, and she definitely took away Album of the Year up against some absolute heavy hitters. And this is so for everything that you know about the Academy Awards basically snubbing a lot of blockbusters, it's the opposite for the Grammys. They only care about, Billboard charts and sales numbers and stuff like that. And they sort of take the actual quality afterwards. But Casey Musgraves, she is an artist who kind of floats in both worlds of straight pop music and country music, which I think could speak to somebody that might not be as into country music.
I think that something interesting that they did, I want to get your opinion on this, Jay, because you're talking about how they don't go for the mainstream and whatnot. And I think everybody thought last night that Mac Miller was going to win, especially with them flying his parents, his family out to the show, and then he didn't win. Do you think that was a common thing for the Grammys? Do you think that they were just trying to push back? Why do you think that they invited him in the first place?
Interesting.
Yeah, that's a really interesting one as a whole, because the Grammys have been really bad in the last few years for sort of baiting people to come and show up to the Grammys. 444, Jay-Z's album last year, it was fine, but it got so many nominations for things just so that they would, in my opinion at least, just so they would get Jay-Z and Beyonce to show up. He ended up not walking away with anything. That's something that we've seen for the last 3 years probably. You saw Drake, who showed up last night, which was a huge surprise. He completely boycotted the Grammys. Obviously Kanye West. Frank Ocean didn't even put his album up for consideration one year just because they were kind of screwing with him so much. The Grammys have a history of doing things like that for sure.
Yeah.
Is there like is the Grammys, obviously in movies we have the Academy Awards, but like is the MTV Video Music Awards a bigger award now than the Grammy, or is it still that's everything in music? Do you know what I'm saying? Like if they're boycotting the Grammys, why wouldn't you just be like, I want an MTV? I mean, I know they don't really play music on MTV anymore.
It's just something about the prestige of the name of it.
Yeah.
I would
Yeah, they
assume.
call it an EGOT still for a reason.
Yeah,
like
true.
the Grammys are still the biggest of that
Right.
category.
All right, but listen, Jay, I wanted to thank you for calling in, man. I really appreciate it. Check out Jaye Williams, J to the A to the Y to the E, Williams on Twitter, and make sure you check out Sight and Sound because they cover music and a lot more over there. So go and check out.
I'd love to talk to him for an hour about music.
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah.
Well, we should
really
come-
good.
Oh, great,
knowledgeable.
because now he said he's a fan of yours. You
No,
want it.
I just enjoy talking about music.
Yeah.
Listen, Jay can hate me all he wants, but he's going to have me on his
really
show.
Ryan, let's be honest.
Oh, Ryan's not the one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like Snelling.
How is Snelling doing? Is he hanging in there? Is he less stressed these days because he's not doing his show, or more so?
You know what? He opened up some time on his schedule, and he's absolutely been killing it on our YouTube channel.
awesome.
He's actually recapping True Detective right now with
Oh, nice.
Ace of Schmoes and Colliders.
Nice.
I've heard of him.
And yeah, they're doing that every single week. And yeah, we're just putting up a bunch of content. I've got my music show, Sight and Sound Music, every single Friday. If you want to keep up with new music releases, but you don't want the hassle of listening to some of the straight trash that comes out, you can just listen to the show. We'll tell you what to listen to.
Straight
Nice.
trash is
Straight trash
great.
is good.
That
All right,
is
well,
good.
thank you, Jay, and we look forward to talking to you again soon, man. Check out Jay, and we'll talk to you next time, brother. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate
All right,
it.
later. I like that guy.
Yeah.
He's good, too.
Me too. I
He
always
was always
liked him.
one of my favorite. I thought he
too.
was so good on the mic.
Yeah.
And same with Snelling.
They're both
I
good.
actually miss those guys.
I was always just messing with them.
I know.
I liked
what they didn't
listening
like
to
you.
their show. I was really bummed after the walkout situation to not have them to tune
I know
into.
to have them not to tune into.
But
for
now
sure.
we have the Friday show here. Maybe people will break things down.
We
like
do,
that
yeah.
too.
We tried to do that a little bit, but then it just went off the walls, and I just said, let it just go.
Let it go.
It was fun because speaking of which, This is something that was really fun. This is something I always wanted to happen in any shows that we ever did, whether it was a Schmoes Know show or. So on Friday, we just kind of got into this thing because Thursday show, I was talking about Willy Def, and we put out a piece.
Billy D.
Yeah, well, we put out a piece that Willem Dafoe hates Christian, and we put that up there, and there was a lot of comments. People just like, "Oh, this is clickbait." So we talked about it on Friday, and we broke into song, and it turned into the clickbait song. So there were a handful of fans who made the clickbait songs. So here's what I want to do. I'm going to play all 4 of those songs today. I mean, there was a bunch of them, but I'm going to play 4 of them. I'm going to play all 4 of the songs that we chose, and I want the audience to vote. And I hope Dorian's listening, because if Dorian's listening, I would like Dorian to put up a poll to see which one they like the best.
You know what we could do? We could slack them. You want to slack them?
Yeah,
Mark?
slack Dorian just in case. Have Dorian put up a poll. We're going to play all 4. I want to get the votes from everybody in here. And then I think there's even some, because there's one that he put the lyrics up to, so you can see it on the video too. But we'll play all 4 of the songs. There's the 4 clickbait songs. We'll play those, and everybody can vote out there, because I want to get your opinions too. This is very important for the fans to vote on which 4 they think are the best. Yes,
And
sir?
I've only heard the one.
You only heard one.
Yeah.
There's 4 of them.
And it
All
was
right.
good.
Cobbster, you ready?
Yes.
All right, let's play the first one.
Okay.
And do you have the video for the one with the lyrics?
Yeah, he'll pull it.
For some reason, I feel like you guys are playing a practical joke on me right now.
There's
no,
a
Okay.
four,
It's
not. It's legit.
there's a handful
Go
of
with it,
songs,
yeah.
and there's 4 of them. All right,
Yeah.
right?
Here's one of them.
No, he's not talking about Willem Dafoe. Clickbait, clickbait. Why you clicking on that video stick? Clickbait, clickbait. Christian doesn't like Willem Dafoe. Clickbait, clickbait. It's Bo and he hates DC. Don't you know that's what DC? He's a Disney shill. A Disney shill. So
Oh,
you
it's
put
so
it in your
good.
pants and do a fucking dance in Disney
That's my
shill.
favorite.
My job looks like clickbait, clickbait. No, I don't look like it.
This is incredible.
I'm scared. Shut the fuck up. It's just a movie. It's just a movie. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. It's just a movie. Why do they delete the time codes? Where are the time codes? Christians want 3 identical strangers. Clickbait. Clickbait. Christian didn't see any fucking movie. Clickbait. 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 Please don't have your name down. Yosh.
That was a good one. That was a good one.
I like
That's
that
good.
song more
That was
than
a
good
the
one.
Grammys songs.
we
that
should
came
have
out.
performed last night.
Pretty catchy.
Yosh. I like that one. Now this guy, I don't know which one this is, but there's one guy that didn't put a lot of the clips in there, but he made his own lyrics.
Ooh.
He made his own lyrics. Is this the one? Is this the one with the lyrics? I don't know, but here's
Yeah, this is the one with the lyrics.
All right, here's the second one.
A song for Aladdin.
When you're picked by the sea, pull up bubble as well. You're picked by Disney and by Warner somehow. You're allowed to hate and love different things for different reasons. Clickbait, clickbait. Whoa, you can't please them all. Whatever you do, they'll try to put down. This cyberspace is full of trolls. Doesn't matter what you do, it's all clickbait to these fools.
It's good.
Reminds me of my OC days.
It's really good.
This is like an actual good song. Wow.
When the headline they wrote isn't the topic they touch at the beginning of a video you just had to click on. They can take as long as they want to get to their point. It isn't clickbait. Clickbait.
This is incredible.
So good. This is so good.
David B.
David B.
The most epic shit.
It's really good. It's so
Wow.
tough competition so far.
Wow.
Tough competition. Hold on. Oh.
You can't please them all.
Ooh, good note.
Whatever you do, they'll try to put down.
I don't know yet.
Cyberspace is full of trolls. Doesn't matter what you do.
It's all clickbait to these fools. Nice.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Wow.
We were supposed to be singing the
really good. All right, that was number 2.
Wow.
That was number 2.
Wow.
That's 2 left.
Dude, we now have a
I know.
song.
I know. We have
Wait,
That's incredible.
I don't know what to do.
Right,
I
I
feel
know.
so conflicted.
All right, so that's what
Am
I'm
I
saying.
supposed to vote in the poll?
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you see how much air drumming I just did there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
One time I was doing air drumming in my car to Panic at the Disco,
Yeah.
and I swung
Duh.
my arm up and dislocated my shoulder.
no.
I was 22
Nice.
years old.
Oh, no.
Just popped right out.
All
Yep.
right, well,
Great band.
here's the. This is the third one.
This one is just titled Clickbait by Kenneth Paulson.
Oh wait, which is? Did we play the one from? Did we play Alex's yet? That was the first one. Okay,
Yeah.
so
we already copyrighted too.
Oh,
great.
Alex wrote the first one?
Alex did the first one.
Nice.
So then the second one.
When did we tell? When did we
Well, we
Yeah.
didn't know. Second one was David B. And then so this one is which one?
This one's Kenneth Paulson.
Kenneth Paulson did this one. Okay, here we go.
Kenneth.
His name was Kenneth
Paulson.
You really have hit the rock bottom. Talking a will on the flow. Clickbait, clickbait. Talking a will on the flow. No, I don't love let's get on. Clickbait, clickbait. Get over it, motherfucker. It's just a movie. It's just a movie. Shut up. Why you clicking on that video? Say clickbait, clickbait. Why you clicking on that video? Say clickbait, clickbait. When you go fishing, yeah. When you go fishing, yeah. Christian doesn't like Willem Dafoe. Clickbait, clickbait. Christian doesn't like Willem Dafoe. Clickbait, clickbait. He hates Dafoe and he hates DC. Don't you know that's what he sees? He's a Disney shill. When you go fishing, yeah. When you go fishing, yeah.
Ooh.
Good. That's a good one.
That's
okay.
good.
All right.
It
now-
includes when a
Paulson.
goldfish.
yeah,
Yeah.
this is the last one. This is the Thrawn one, right? Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Alex
This
had that.
is the last one.
Oh, this is what I heard.
No, you're not talking a will on the flow. Clickbait, clickbait. Why you clicking on that video? Clickbait, clickbait. He hates the foe and he hates DC. Don't you know that's what he sees? So put it in your pants and do a fucking dance. And clickbait, clickbait. Christian doesn't like Willem Dafoe. Clickbait, clickbait. I'm gonna Disney shell and they say clickbait, clickbait. My child was Lincoln dead. Get over it, motherfucker. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Clickbait, clickbait.
Ooh, that one makes me anxious.
All right.
Macuga's never played guitar because nobody plays guitar like that.
We got to come out this way.
Slapping the bass.
Guitar got all the sequels. Clickbait, clickbait. Where's Pocahontas? Where's Pocahontas? Clickbait, clickbait. No, I don't love Let's Get On. It's just a movie. It's just a movie. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
I can't handle.
Christian didn't see any fucking movies. Clickbait, clickbait. Christian spawned 3 identical strangers. Clickbait, clickbait. Please don't have your name, Sarah. Josh. Josh. Clickbait, clickbait.
That's so good. Yosh. Yosh.
Yosh,
Yosh. 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 And that was by Thrawn.
It's my favorite 8 minutes of the show ever.
Ever.
Oh
So
my
good.
God.
It's hard to
God.
pick.
Really good.
That's hard to pick. So Alex, go through
My
those
heart is
comments, man. I
torn.
want to see what people are saying. Do you like
Did Dorian do the poll?
Yeah, look to the poll. Dorian's on it.
Yeah, let's do the poll. Make sure you go to Collider Video, go vote 1, 2, 3, or 4. I mean, I have my vote.
You do?
Yeah, I have my vote.
Oh,
They were-
I think
for
I have
sure.
mine.
They were all really, really good, though. I could, if we do a Collider live show, I could come out to any one of those
Yes.
songs as an entrance song with all of you
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
When are we doing it? Can I?
I don't know. We should, absolutely.
If you're on the show, you're gonna come.
You don't know. You don't know.
You don't
You
know.
never know.
Well,
never
while we
know.
wait for the poll,
Yeah.
let's hear about why you were late today.
It's not a great story. I just
what'd you
suck.
do?
I loved
Okay,
your
so
text.
I don't.
Block yourself
I did something stupid.
Did you lock
I'll be
yourself
late.
out of your house?
No.
What?
No. Okay. So I don't know if you and Riley know this. I know that Macuga knows this because we lived 3 minutes from each other walking, and every time I went to hang, he would have to text me his address. I am directionally challenged.
Oh, okay.
Kristen, we lived on the same street.
Literally the same street.
She had
Like,
to walk 2 blocks.
And she would know where you're.
I can't figure life out. Like
Oh.
directions,
Okay.
I don't know what it is. I have a real serious mental block.
Yeah.
So
Oh.
today I drove past Collider Live
Oh.
for 30 minutes. And I just, and all of a sudden,
Where did you go? Pasadena?
no idea.
Roxy, we got to
Somehow
talk.
I got on the 170 going the wrong way.
What were you listening to?
Clickbait, dude.
I was listening to episodes of Getting Dug with High because I'm
Oh,
going on
well,
tomorrow.
perfect.
So I was kind of into it. I'm just like listening to it. Totally.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, I'm like, it's taking me a little too long to get there. And I look, and I'm like, wait.
Hey, this
Where
isn't
the
Kansas
Yeah, 'cause
anymore.
you're normally pretty early. So when
I'm
they're like, yeah.
always like the earliest person.
You're never
Sitting here
late.
taking
She's
selfies.
she's never late.
All
That's
of a
what's weird.
sudden, I texted him. I go, I think I did something stupid because I'm like 30 minutes away from the show. And
I could picture you driving down the road with like rainbows and like butterflies out the window and just like a big smile on your face with question marks everywhere.
I don't know how I got so far though. It wasn't like 2 minutes out. I was so
Yeah, no, that's
far
far.
away.
Where are
It's
you?
like-
New York?
Yeah, I was so far.
It's like when you enter Toontown in Roger
You
Rabbit.
start to look at like the off ramps.
Right, like, yeah.
Kind of. I was looking at the
I'm
off
saying.
ramps. And I was like, I've never heard of any.
She's
of
just
these.
driving. A car
Alright.
pulls up to the side. Like, hello, I'm lost.
I like you didn't lie about it though.
No,
Yeah.
no. I was just,
I had I had to go to the doctor.
no.
Guys.
No,
But it's an actual problem, and like people think that I'm making. It's impossible to be as bad at something as I am with
No,
directions.
all right. Well, that's not directions. There's a lot more with directions.
Well, I just mean like the fact that it didn't click in, like you're going the wrong direction
Right,
on the 170,
right.
like you're in the wrong
You're not,
place.
you're not aware of your surroundings.
Not aware at all.
Right.
At all.
Okay.
Like if, sometimes people say if you drop somebody off, a lot of times they'll know north, south,
No,
east.
you don't know where you are.
I don't know where I don't know center.
Right.
North. I don't know where, like,
Right.
up, down.
You don't know where you are.
Nothing.
Okay.
Just
I have
look to the
nothing.
sun.
So
I would have to be like, leave your house, take a left.
how you got away when you got kidnapped is beyond me.
That's true.
Yeah.
Remember in Room when the kid jumps out of the truck? In Room?
Where are you? I don't know.
I do not know.
But like,
Why are you doing this?
but direction, like anywhere.
That
no.
is seriously one of my biggest
There's a
fears.
7-Eleven
Because I
out there?
will not know. Like, they'll be like, what are some clues? And I'll be like,
No idea.
there's a ground.
It's a tree.
I just felt like running.
The weather's happening.
Currently, there is a breeze.
Right. I see
okay.
I see a tree.
It has leaves.
Yeah. That's honestly.
There's a sidewalk.
I see a
There's a
door
manhole.
on a house.
Right. I see my hand. Can you tell me where I am by my hand?
Roxy jumps out of the
wish.
truck in Room and starts running back to Room.
The kid ever's like, let her try.
Nah, she's
Let her try.
she's coming back now.
There's like
it's
there's
so
like video of it.
sad.
They're just
It's
watching on
true.
the side. They're like, watch it. Oh, she just went right back in the room. She shut the door.
She's running a marathon, and everybody's like, go this way. She's like, I got this one.
Worst ending
like
to a
that scene
movie
in
ever.
Fargo.
She
So
goes
funny.
back.
She did it. She made it. Oh, she just put herself
No.
right back in the door.
Yeah.
No.
We love you so much, Roxy.
It's just so me,
you know
though.
that,
It's
right?
true. Yeah. I
good.
can't get mad at it because, like,
It's true. No, you got it. All right, let's see. So a couple. First of all, Alex, comments in the comments section. What were they saying? Because we'll go to the official poll in a second.
They're getting a lot of 2s and 4s.
Twos
they
and
like, They don't
4s.
like mine, so I'm gonna slap a copyright on this video
That's
soon.
fine. That's fine.
Alex.
All right, 2 and 4. So 2 and 4 seem to be the front runners in the comments section. 2 and 4. 4 came on strong because he threw in a slap in the face,
Yeah.
and that was strong.
Nice mix.
It was a good mix. And then so let's take the poll inside of the room first, and then we'll get to what the official poll is on Collider Video. Let's bring up the official poll. Don't show it yet, but let's bring up that official poll. Is there a runaway?
So far, yeah, I voted, and
All right.
there is a
There's
runaway.
a runaway. All right,
Yeah.
guys, so make sure.
Can I
'cause
caveat
there's
this?
there's over 1,000 people here right now. Go to Twitter and go vote, because sometimes those polls they get 60 votes. It's not as fun. It's like when
Yeah,
it's
let me
like
see how
1,000
many
votes. It's
There's,
like that.
there's 200 votes right now, 205.
All right, you can't see it. So right now there's 205. I want to come back when there's like 500. That's
Okay.
Oh, Alex just voted for himself. Come on, Alex. That's not right.
Here's the thing.
Well,
Had I known it was Alex,
Yeah.
I still would have been a little disappointed by his effort.
Hey, Alex.
Alex, you're a great musician. You should have made number 2.
I don't think Alex understood that
The
he was.
assignment.
Well, no, because I believe, and Alex, I'll let you answer this question. I think that Alex was very excited when he sent me. He's like, watch all these goodies I'm going to put together. I don't think you realized that the other fans were going to do it as well.
Yeah. I definitely didn't think they were going to go that far out.
Right.
And that was awesome. I'm good with this competition because they did a great job.
So what are you going to do? So what are you going to do? Are you going to do another one? You're going to wait for the next song?
I'll wait for the next one.
All right, that's fine.
That was a challenge.
Just
But
lazy.
see, it was so organic that you can't force the song.
Well,
you really can't.
I want to be in the song.
Yeah.
I'll sing.
Who do you
it.
got?
Clickbait. Clickbait.
Nice.
Thank
Okay,
you.
that's good. What's your pick?
Very Cardi
Okay,
B of
so
you.
Alex's was actually my second favorite. So
He's not talking about Willem Dafoe.
but I have to give it to number 2.
Yeah.
Because it's just so inclusive of all of the things that we all get made fun of all the time.
And it was original song.
And
What do you
it's
think,
an
Riley?
OG, yeah.
Number 2 is the clear favorite for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
I remember I told you that story about Panic at the Disco.
Yeah.
I just hurt my neck and my shoulders really sore from angrily, really intensely air drumming
Yeah.
to number 2. Number 2 is
Number 2. I'm also going to go with number 2.
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
but
There it is.
it
We
looks
all
like
just
number
went
2 is going
number
to win.
two.
But still, that's 240 votes. That's 240 votes. I'm waiting until the end of the show to declare a winner. I mean, 62% right now have number 2. And then at the end, we will play the winner to take us out.
Yes.
We will listen to that song to take us out. So right now, number 2 is, and I believe that's David B, who's in the lead here, 62%. So if you guys like the other ones, go and vote. Or if you like David's, go ahead and vote for his.
We should also talk that Jaye Williams, host of the Sight and Sounds podcast, Sight and Sound show, what he was his favorite. If you
Yeah.
could chime in
I
there,
would like
because
to get Jay's
he's a musician
favorite.
and music
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah, what was Jay's favorite?
All right, suck up.
Yeah.
All right, favorite concert experience, real quick, go, because this reminds me of a Blink-182 concert, which is still my favorite concert experience.
It was recent. It was recent. And I've had a bunch.
Oh,
but,
I know what you're going to say.
Guns N' Roses.
Oh.
What did you think I was going to
Was
say?
it Hans Zimmer?
It was great, but Guns N' Roses, because I told that story. I don't know if I ever told it. I was at Dodger Stadium. I don't know if I ever told this story on the air, but when I'd taken my wife to see Guns N' Roses, we were really excited about going. We were driving up, and as we're driving, I see the cars are going through, and it's kind of standstill, and the cars start really moving as we're going into the stadium itself. And there's this guy, and he's definitely fucked up, and he's walking through, and he's kind of, and I said, no, this guy's going to try to cross. This is a bad move. And he goes to cross. He crosses past my car. I stop. Here's this other car now that's really moving.
Oh,
Boom. Hits him hard. Bounces off. My wife goes, oh, my God, because he's dead. He pops up like something out of GTA.
You
right?
think ecstasy or something?
Something.
Yeah.
And then, because his wife, this is the part I left out, his girlfriend's like, oh, my God. Oh, my God. Like that. And I'm like, oh, no, this is bad. And, he's like, and then he sits down, and the wife goes, what were you doing? How could you do that? Are you? And the guy's just like, I almost died. Leave me alone. Right?
Drugs save lives.
It was something. It was like methed up or something.
Yeah.
He
went loose.
because he didn't just go like nicked in the leg.
No.
He got smashed.
Yeah.
Like I'm telling you, like video game smashed.
Wow.
Like Time for Another Life smashed. But anyway, that's not why it was my favorite concert experience. I went. And then I was watching.
I've never seen Guns N' Roses live.
They were so good because I had heard such disastrous things about him lately because he just wasn't showing up. He showed up. Axl Rose showed up, and it was just such a great concert from start to finish. And I loved it. I mean, I was really into it, and that was probably and it was with my wife, so it was nice. So it was a good one.
Your wife and I have been to a concert together, the same concert that you and I have been together.
Yeah, and was she?
She was with a friend, and I was with
She wasn't
Amanda.
pregnant yet, though, was she?
She was pregnant.
She was like yeah.
It's
Okay,
like 4 or 5 months in.
Okay, yeah. And what was it? Which one?
Billy
was it?
Joel.
Billy. No, we went to Billy Joel.
Your wife and I also went to Billy Joel.
Was it both?
Yeah.
Was it twice? Maybe that's why.
So
I
we
said
went to
that.
Billy Joel
Just
at the
you
Hollywood.
and Sadie went to Billy Joel.
No,
No,
so Sadie went with
Amanda.
a friend and Amanda came with me, but we had 4 tickets. So Sadie took her friend, and we happened to sit next to each other because they were the same tickets. Christian gave me the Billy Joel.
Right.
So
Why didn't you go? Not a Billy Joel fan?
No, I went with him to Billy Joel the previous year. So I gave him the tickets, and then that's right because my wife didn't get a chance to go the previous year.
But why didn't you go with your wife? Why did you take a friend?
I was watching my daughter. Yeah.
Kids.
And the reason that Christian and I went to Billy Joel's because Sadie got sick, and he texted me last second.
Right.
I have a Billy Joel ticket. I sprinted to the Hollywood Bowl.
That's right.
And we were sitting in that like real calm section, and we were like bouncing around. You were giggling because I was like playing air piano off somebody's head.
Yeah, it's good.
And that was the concert. You remember we were walking in and we see our friend was dating Chunk from Goonies.
I've never bailed on a friend the way that I did in this certain experience.
No, I want that nickname.
Chunk?
Yeah.
Yeah, but watch. Did you ever hear the story? The way I completely bailed on him.
Just
Why?
let me out
Where'd
to
you
dry.
go?
Rings a bell.
Well, so we went, and who was he with? Who was the girl?
Comedian Jackie Gold.
Right, it was
Yes.
Jackie Gold. So Jackie Gold was with Chunk. What's his name?
Jeff, I think.
Yes,
is
but
his
Yeah.
name?
Jeff
Goldman. Jeff
Something-
Goldman.
Yeah, he became my
He's an
Star
attorney.
Wars guy's attorney.
He's an attorney, and he's a Jeff Cohen.
Jeff Cohen.
and,
There it is.
and so we get there, and
I get the Jewish last name mix up. Yeah.
but he's there, and we're talking to Jeff, and I knew right away. I'm like, I knew who Jeff Cohen was because I actually had done some dealings with him, lawyer wise, and I'm
What?
yeah,
He's a lawyer.
Oh.
yeah, he's a lawyer.
Yeah.
And-
With him as the lawyer.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
No,
So
with Christian as the lawyer.
No, it
I
sounded
was a
like you
lawyer.
had done some dealing with him lawyer-wise, like you were in a lawsuit.
No,
with him.
no. Yeah. So I was having a conversation with Jackie, right, and then. And he and I were also stoned. So we
and I'd had a couple drinks. Too.
right. So we
feeling
walk up and we're having a conversation. We're having a conversation for a little bit, and it just hits Macuga out of nowhere. Like like I know where
It
to
registers.
blurted out.
he goes, "Oh my god!" And I go, "Don't do it, don't do it." He goes,
Like, grab my arm.
and he goes, "You chunk, you chunk," and I left.
Just kept walking, and he stares at me. He's like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
And I was like, "I'm sorry, man. I just got." And then instead of shaking his hand, I took out a Jack Daniel's airplane mini. I was like, "Sorry, man."
Yeah,
here."
and then he comes back. He goes, "Why'd you leave? Why'd you leave?" And I go, "I couldn't handle it, man. I left you there. I couldn't
I
handle it."
mean, it's like I was on the freeway and Christian opened up the door of the car and jumped out of the car.
We laughed about it.
I
all
get
day.
it though. I would have done the same thing.
It was-
it's
yeah.
the most awkward.
Because
Oh.
I knew who he was,
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
also know that he has left that far behind him.
Yeah.
So it's like, but the 80s, people was watching the 80s, an 80s kid, so watching the movie.
Your chunk.
Chunk, you're Chunk, and even
Chunk from
Jackie
Goonies.
goes like, "Oh, Macuga."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she did like the face palm, like,
Yeah.
"Oh, Macuga."
Right.
I had
It's
her
so
friends.
not like you.
No. Well,
Yeah, it's kind of like.
it's kind of like that. Listen, there are certain people where I'm going to freak out about,
Yeah.
and like Chunk's one of those.
Really?
Yeah,
I
it was
don't-
funny.
I
It
don't
was-
see it.
It's a funny moment. It's
Yeah.
a funny moment. All right, what the hell time is it, Riley? What do we
Game
got?
time?
Well, you know what you need? We need a clock on this wall. Is
I
it
know.
possible to
Yeah,
have a clock on
I
this
was
wall?
just thinking it's 10:52 right now.
10:52. All right, so then we should probably get to the news and nonsense. I think we've done enough nonsense, but I
There
think we
it
can
is.
probably get to the news. No. Lion King is I am looking forward to. Now Dumbo has quickly become my number 2 out of the Disney movies. I'll tell you that. We'll talk about that and a lot more when we get back. We'll do news, and we're going to talk about this Will Smith Genie, whatever the hell it is. When we get back.
Oh, we're going to break. Sorry.
Another clickbait song.
God damn it. Sorry, everybody.
Hello there. No, it's not late to the party. That's actually from Obi-Wan Kenobi. You didn't know that? Well, you should, and now you do. Jedi Council. What is it? It's about Star Wars, obviously. It's Jedi Council. Every week, the latest and greatest in Star Wars movie news. Myself and Ken Knapsack, that's right, the pit boss himself. We have a guest on, and we talk about everything happening in the world of Star Wars. If it's the movie news, the TV news, canon news, comic books, games, and then we take questions from you guys on Facebook and Twitter. It's a lot of fun. We've been doing it for a couple of years now. I'm still excited talking about it. The fan base is coming together again. I believe it is. I think it is. I hope it is. And we're talking Star Wars, so we'd like you. That's right. All of you. If you're not a fan of Star Wars, come on over and join us every Thursday for Collider Jedi Council here on Collider Video. And we have an Apple Podcast feed or Podcast One, wherever you want to go if you listen to podcasts. And not only do you get Collider Jedi Council every week on Thursday, The Rule of Two with Mark Fernandez and Mark Riley, that's on every week. I believe it drops on Wednesday. It's on one of these days. It's a good show. You should listen to it. I like it. I listen to it. I haven't listened to it once.
Hey guys, Ryan Satin here from ProWrestlingSheet.com. And if you're a pro wrestling fan, which I hope you are, even if it's in secret, then you should be checking out Wrestling Sheet Radio Weekly. We've got a bunch of shows in the podcast feed. We've got weekly recaps from myself and John Roca, which you guys will probably know from the Collider family. That's for Raw, that's for SmackDown. We've also got the weekly roundup of wrestling news. It's a show I host called Wrestling Sheet Radio with Jamie Iovine and Elijah Bates. And we've also got a bunch of other stuff in our YouTube channel, youtube.com/c/wrestling sheet. So check it out, subscribe, and I hope you guys dig it.
Hey everyone, Mark Ellis here. You know, when I'm not trying to clone dinosaurs or drinking at my neighborhood watering hole, I am probably hosting Collider Movie Talk. It's a flagship show here at Collider. I like to say that because I'm the host of it. It's every day, almost. It's 4 days a week, which is still pretty good, above 50%. You can watch it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. 4 p.m. Los Angeles time is when we do it. It's live, so you can participate in the live chat room. Go ahead and give us your thoughts on every story we have coming because it's all the latest movie news of the day. Who did what at the box office? What horrible Redbox movies Bruce Willis signed on to? The DC, the Marvel, the Star Warses, the Lord of the Rings. Are they making new? I think it's a TV show, and we still might talk about it anyway because we love movies around here. It's myself and an expert panel of guests, including John Roca, Perry Nemiroff, Jeff Snyder, and other noted noters of note. You guys are going to love this show, and then we take your live Twitter questions at the end of the show at Collider Video. You can always use the hashtag Collider Movie Talk to get in touch with us, so subscribe right here to Collider Video. Check out Movie Talk, and check out the Collider Movie Talk podcast feed. We have a podcast feed now. You don't have to look at this handsomeness. You can just listen to it, whether you're driving to work, whether you're driving from work, or you don't have a job, but you have a basement and ears. You can listen to Collider Movie Talks feed. You can get it at Apple Podcasts or on iTunes. You also get Mailbag. That's the show that's hosted by Perry Nemiroff, a lot more professionally than I run this pirate ship. That's our weekend show where she takes your letters. I don't know if you write them or you email them. You have to ask her. Check it out in video form or on our podcast feed.
What's up, Collider fans? If you are a fan of television and you want to watch a guy that looks like me and a guy named Thad Williams talk about TV every single Friday, subscribe to the Collider channel. Collider Podcast is where you can find the video. We have our own iTunes feed, hashtag Collider TV Talk. You can find on iTunes or wherever you find your podcasts and you listen to them in your ear holes. That's where Collider TV Talk comes at you. We talk about TV news. We talk about shows we love, shows that we don't love, and most importantly, we don't read any books because TV has nothing to do with reading. We also have a show called Hypothetical Questions with myself and Roxy Stryer and all kinds of reviews right here at the Collider Podcast channel and the Collider TV Talk feed. Subscribe, rate, like, tell your friends, tell all your friends and tell their friends, and before you know it, it's a pyramid scheme of television. I'm Josh Macuga. You can see Thad Williams and myself along with Roxy Stryer and all the Collider personalities all the time right here on Collider TV Talk. As always, put down the book, pick up the remote.
Hey everyone, I'm Scott Movie Mance, and just to let you know, if you already don't, every Friday here on Collider Video, I host a weekly film review series called Movie Review Talk. The title says it all. Every week I'm joined by two guest critics of my choice, and they're never the same. We review the new films. We pick something that's streaming that you might not know about, but is really great. And we pick a Blu-ray for something that you might have missed in theaters. It is fun. It is infectious. It is the Citizen Kane of movie review shows, and it's only right here on Collider with this guy, Scott Movie Mance, Mr. Movie Release Dates himself. Check it out every Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific, only on Collider Video.
Well done, everybody. Well done. Collider Live is back, and it is Monday, and yeah.
Facts. With Christian Harloff.
I know, it's true.
Can I tell a quick story?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so my cousin got married a few years back. My cousin got married a few years back, all right? And this is beautiful wedding, whatever, and she gets on the dance floor and goes, my husband and I would like to sing a duet that really means a lot to us. And they sang that song.
As a joke or not joke?
No, it was serious.
Like,
and our entire family was just like, oh my God.
Right.
And I love them, but they aren't good singers.
Plus, they chose that.
That's
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Would any song have been appropriate?
I don't know about that. Look, lots of stuff going on still. That poll is still up to vote for which song you think should win. There was a fifth entry. There's a fifth entry. I think it's out of commission as far as being voted for, but I will show it.
He's not responsible for the hour that I arrived.
Yeah, it's true. But this is actually, there's video to it as well too. And did you pull it? Here you go. So here's the actual video itself.
Oh man.
Yeah, let's start from the beginning. This is the last one, and this is by who? I'm sorry.
Who's it by?
Alex, who is it?
This is Chris. Oh, it's Chris Doman. Fake Ken. Fake Ken did it. All right. So here's the fifth entry. This is the song.
I really hope somebody makes a metal version. That would be great.
Yeah, it'd be great.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
That's pretty good.
So there you go.
Pretty good.
All right, well, that was nice. Thank you to everybody, Chris. One thing I want to break before, this is for the wrestling fans out there too. I know we've been piecing out a lot of these videos on the podcast channel. A lot of wrestling fans have been going over there, and thank you very much for that.
What happened?
So Pro Wrestling Sheet, as part of Collider, Ryan Satin, the man who breaks a lot of the stories, has got his nose deep inside of these stories, and he broke a really good one here today. Dave Bautista, if you don't know him from wrestling, you know him from Guardians of the Galaxy. Dave Bautista is in heavy talks with WWE to be in WrestleMania.
Wow.
For a match, but the side, and again, this is you go to read this full story here on Pro Wrestling Sheet. The big part of the story also is All Elite Wrestling, which is that thing we've been talking about. Cody Rhodes started saying they're also in talks apparently with Dave Bautista joining.
Wow.
So
I kind of had a feeling.
I'll tell you what, this is really good. The WWE is finally getting competition. And I think it's going to light a fire under their ass to not be as lazy with storylines, to start to do new things, because I'll tell you right now, and I guarantee it, once AEW, because one thing they're talking about, what they're going to do is have rankings and make the wins count and balance it between the sports and the entertainment, as where WWE right now is all entertainment-ish sports. I think that whatever AEW does right, WWE will start to copy that, and they'll do it well.
Will Dave Bautista wrestle a Chris Pratt or a Bradley Cooper or something?
No, he's gonna probably fight like Triple H or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because he was
wishful thinking.
But
Right?
that's where he was. I mean, he was a wrestler. He had a big feud with Triple H for a long time, and a lot of fights. He was champion, heavyweight champion. I believe he was WWE champion. It was after I took a big sabbatical from wrestling.
There's weight divisions in wrestling? I thought they all just fought the same thing.
There used to be. Back in the day, there was like the Intercontinental Champion, like the lighter guys would fight, and then they used to call it the World Wrestling Federation Heavyweight Championship. They kind of went away from that, and then they made it the WWE Championship, and then there was the heavy. It's just too much.
It's a good question, though.
Yeah, no, it was a very good question, but there is still a division. They have cruiserweights and things too. Like there's some guys who are like 200 pounds who are never going to win a championship because it wouldn't be realistic inside of it. So they can fight for the cruiserweight championship. But the fact that AEW is making a push to try to get Batista, not only does it say, "Hey, we're here to play," it also says we have money.
Yeah,
because you're going to need money to go after Dave Batista,
especially now, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's right.
Crazy.
So,
what league is that tampon girl in?
She's not. She's indie.
She's not going to be in any wrestling federation that was talked about on this show, unless it's in some video to make you sick.
Yeah. Got it.
But as far as like right now, you're going to be hearing a lot of AEW, and you're going to be hearing a lot
It's
of.
just not catching on for me.
The name itself.
AEW, All Elite.
All Elite Wrestling, and because they haven't done,
it.
but they haven't done anything yet.
Right.
Too. When they start making these moments, and they have their first pay-per-view, I believe, is in May. And when they do that, that's going to say a lot because it's got a lot of buzz. Right now, it's got a lot of buzz.
You would think they would have to sit around in a room full of people, though, and say it out loud 15 times and be like, "Is this weird? Is this?" I can't tell every time somebody's talking about All Elite. All Elite.
Well, there's a new football league launch this weekend called the AAF, the American Alliance of Football, or something.
Yeah, it's tough.
Or Allegiance of Football, and There was a good product on the field. I watched one of the whole games.
Really?
Yeah, I was entertained by it. Mike Martz is one of the coaches. I mean, some old NFL coaches that have like a certain pedigree, and it was a quality product they were putting on the field. But the term AAF is tough. Like vowels are tough to start things off with for people. That's all.
Well, I'll tell you one
that's
thing.
true.
But in that story, and again, guys, make sure you go to Pro Wrestling Sheet to get the entire story, because the fact that Ryan got that story, that's a big story. But I have to be honest with you. I hope Bautista goes to AEW. I hope he goes
Because
there.
you think that it will make WWE step up their game.
I think so. I want to see. I liked what Cody Rhodes said. Cody Rhodes to me, like, and I understand, like Macuga and Ellis's argument against wrestling has always been like, we know it's fake sport. But one of the things that I like when they have that sports element to it. I like when there's the announcement. Like I feel like I'm watching a UFC fight with what they used to announce. The way that they used to do it in WWF was, it used to feel like a real big event, the same way you tune into boxing or anything too. That's the way, like when Hulk Hogan fought the Ultimate Warrior, people were talking about it at school, like it was going to be a big pay-per-view sporting event. Now it's more about just the titles don't mean shit in WWE, the wins and losses don't mean anything, and the old school mentality has kind of gone away, and it's been more about the entertainment. Now where Cody Rhodes has made it very clear that they want to go and make the wins count, make like ranking systems, and that to me is a lot easier to keep a hold of it all and make people care about your product. And I think that by him doing that, what I really liked about it was that Dusty Rhodes, his dad, and you'll enjoy this reference.
Was Dusty Rhodes the guy from Boy Meets World? Who was the guy in Boy Meets World?
I don't know.
I love that show. When
The wrestler in Boy Meets World?
Yes.
That was Butter.
Butterbean?
Butterbean.
That's not
yeah.
a
He's a
wrestler.
boxer.
He's a boxer. Yeah. So Dusty Rhodes was a legend. And
Thanks, Cubby.
So in WCW, when WWF was feuding with them, they had
I
this
remember
war.
WCW because wasn't that where Hollywood Hulk Hogan was?
Yes. And he went over. That was when the wars were happening. But what's his name? Dusty Rhodes was one of those main bookers inside of there, and he had the war against Vince McMahon. And this is what out of Cody Rhodes' mouth too. My dad went up against the evil king, or the king, whatever you call him, and lost. Now his son comes back years later. Says, this is some Game of Thrones shit, to where now he's coming to go up against him again
with a vengeance.
So it would be great. I'm very interested to see how it's going to come in. I'll be watching, and look, and I'll talk about it on this show after I see it. And maybe the product just doesn't work, but they signed like Kenny Omega.
Do we still not know where it's going to be? I know that Ryan was talking about maybe TNT.
It's rumored.
Maybe.
It was rumored that it's like TNT. I don't know if it's official yet, but I wouldn't be surprised if it lands in like another Turner type thing. To where, I mean, how nostalgic and fun would that be?
Yeah.
It was like TNT.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's just kind of
that's where it was. WCW was on TNT, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was TBS.
TBS.
You're right. But it was.
You're right.
But yes, it would be amazing to have that kind of rivalry once again. Because WWF needs it right. WWE needs it right now. They need the competition because they need to step up because it's their biggest competition is inside of their own federation. That's NXT. NXT to me is what I think AEW will be.
Also, correction on my part. Big Bad Vader.
Who passed away?
I don't know wrestling. So.
That's okay. Butterbean. Where'd you get Butterbean from then?
I could have sworn that.
Yeah,
might have been in
it sounded right when you
That's a
said
wrestler,
it.
right?
Yeah.
No,
it's a
it was a
boxer.
boxer.
Oh, okay. Well, the chat was letting me know. So I was like,
You know what I need to do now that you said that? Bring up Butterbean knocks out Billy Gunn.
Oh yeah.
Have you ever seen
Oh
this?
yeah, of course.
So Billy Gunn and Butterbean fought at WrestleMania 15, right? And
What are they at now? What WrestleMania are they at now?
Oh, I don't know. What's 1985 plus whatever the hell today is? 30.
So the only wrestling I
30
ever
what?
really watched was when
I wasn't listening.
34. Oh no. So what?
Eighth.
No, thank you. So, all right. This is so they actually had a real. Oh look. They had a real boxing tournament. Wait. So watch this. So he really fought him. Watch. Oh. Fought him. That was a wrestler who. So this wrestler. Go back again.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So this,
God.
yeah. So that was a big
that
disaster in
sound.
wrestling. Yeah, because what happened was, so he was a wrestler who they actually had a real boxing tournament with all of, you can turn it off now, with all of their wrestlers, and he won. And it's like, but they had a real boxing tournament. Like, what are you doing? You can't, this is
Well, it's like
nuts for
Thunder
people.
Lips with Rocky in Rocky 3. Remember when they did?
Yeah. Well, yeah. That was an exhibition fight.
Right.
They actually had their wrestlers like really boxing each other to where Billy Gunn won, and then like, oh, now you're gonna fight a professional boxer in Butterbean, and his head got knocked into the 5th row.
Oh, and it got hit so hard.
Yeah, never saw him. I don't think he ever fought ever again after that.
Yeah.
Like wrestled or anything.
Really?
No, I don't remember ever seeing him. I remember watching that in a bar in college.
Cobbster makes a good point. Remember, there was Johnny Knoxville went to fight Butterbean, and Butterbean knocked him.
That's what
out
I got
cold.
confused with.
Is that what it was? Yeah. That's
Jackass
what
Boy Meets
Butterbean does.
Yeah.
I mean, he came from the tough man competition.
So in high school, as a swimmer, you grow everything out all season, and for championship meets, you shave off everything. But we would dye our hair blonde before and then shave it off. I have it blonde for a while. I look like an idiot, but I had a full beard and the blonde hair, and everyone just called me Hollywood Hulk Hogan.
Oh, that's funny.
Like the whole time. Yeah. And that's when I didn't ever watch wrestling, but the fact they were calling me Hollywood Hulk kind of made me kind of psyched.
Yeah.
That was a thing.
Did
Yeah.
any of the three of you guys ever do the frosted tips look?
No.
Ellis did.
Hell yeah.
Never.
Really?
Yeah. Ellis
didn't.
When I first met Ellis, he bleached his hair blonde. It was amazing. Can you imagine him now doing that? No.
No.
But anyway, shout out by the way to John Mariano and his family. We finally put up the whole one of the amazing posters that they had made during the New York event. We put that one up because I think it's
So awesome.
It's really good. Alex had put that up there. It's good.
I'm loving all the fan art in here now.
It's some good stuff. It's some good stuff. All right, I do want to talk about some of the news going on in the world of movie news because let's just get right into it.
Let's get into it.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
we have some breaking news coming out of Deadline.
Oh, what do you got?
Bryan Singer's Red Sonja has been put on hold.
Makes sense.
Good for them.
Yeah. It's doubtful that he's going to be involved.
Yeah, too much stink on it.
I mean,
man.
not really good for them because they knew exactly what was happening before they offered
Right.
him the deal, but
Right.
at least they're doing something about it now. I kind of thought they were never going to.
I thought so as well.
This is a property that Red Sonja was cool, but why do you risk taking all those hits for Red Sonja?
Right.
I don't know.
For Bryan Singer.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. What's going on with his the Amazon thing?
You mean with Woody Allen or Bryan
yeah.
Singer?
No, with
Does Bryan Singer have an Amazon deal?
was it Woody Allen with the
Yeah,
four
Woody Allen
things?
had it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
Okay, but I mean,
Just people pushing back now. I wonder if Bryan Singer is going to fight the man on this because without a conviction.
Well, he had some backup from Avi Lerner, who was like calling all of the accusations fake news, and so he was pushing that and really trying to make it work. And then now it looks like they finally blinked.
yeah, it's just too dirty right now. It's just too
very
much.
dirty.
There's too much going on that I still think you can do a Red Sonja movie, and you don't need Bryan Singer to do it. You can find somebody to do a Red Sonja movie.
I think legally though, is he going to cause a stink?
He doesn't own.
It's not
the
about
property.
owning it, but now the people are fighting back because there haven't been he's able to say, "Wait a second, you can't take me off a project when I haven't done anything wrong."
It's their right to take
legally.
off. It's their right to take off anybody, whatever they want to do. They can say.
I think it depends on what the contract says.
Depends on the contract. That's sure. But they should probably say something. If any contract is they have the right. Most studios have the right to say, we can remove you as the director if we see fit.
Yeah, for sure.
And
There's
there's
a James Gunn situation.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine I'm sure he had a contract. For
That's
it
right.
Too.
Yeah,
That's right.
definitely. But I
Yes.
think Bryan Singer probably saw this coming down the pipeline. Maybe took steps to
Maybe.
make himself safe. Maybe he couldn't, but
But you know the reason why I would tell you that I don't think that he would have any contract to protect himself because it's not his IP.
Yeah,
Red
that's true.
Sonja is an IP that the studio.
He's a
mostly
hired gun,
owns.
no
Yeah,
pun
yeah.
intended.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So I think it's a good move for them. You get away from this.
do you
There's
think
no
that they'll
reason.
still end up making the movie, or do you think that they'll
Eventually.
I mean,
There's
we've
no-
already
there's no
have
more-
Red Sparrow.
No, Red Sonja is very different. Red
Red
Sonja
Sonja.
is like a. It's
Conan.
It's like Conan the Barbarian type stuff.
okay.
Yeah, Bridget Nielsen was in the original one with Arnold. Yeah, so it's a
But
very
they do
different
both
movie.
have red in the title.
Yeah,
That's true.
What I'm saying is because it's not as well known of a property, at least to the common fan. When you hear Red Sparrow or Red Sonja, they're like, "Oh, is the new Red Sparrow movie a Red Sonja movie?" You know what I mean? Like that's not.
You make a good point though too. It's like it's not such a well-known
Known.
IP that you're losing out if you
Yeah.
don't have it if you don't put it into production today.
It's not Indiana Red Sonja.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Red,
It's
it was
Although,
based off a
interesting.
comic. It's a she-devil with a sword. There you go.
it's like Xena.
But yeah, makes sense that she's that you got to move on. You have to move
Yeah.
on. All right, what's next, Riley? Should we just talk about this disaster right away here?
It's up to you, man.
Let's just talk about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to stay positive.
I have been singing from the heavens for this thing.
I would love it.
Aladdin in general, I thought could be one of the. I mean, they've been the only one to me that I haven't really liked is Maleficent, right? And it still made a lot of money, but I just didn't like the way that they took the story.
I loved it.
Yeah, and a lot of people did.
Yeah.
So right now you could say that they have not missed with their live action remakes, right? So I'm thinking everything that they're doing with Aladdin so far, we have a chance to do something really good. First trailer comes out, they don't show anything of the Genie.
The teaser thing, the few second one.
Yeah.
You mean?
Yeah, and it was like, okay, cool. Because I liked the teaser. I said, what are you guys yelling about? You don't even know anything yet. You're just hearing the music. It's a good setup. How can you judge it? And then the picture came out, and it was just Will Smith, but not blue. He said, don't worry, I'm going to be blue.
Yeah.
And then we saw it yesterday. He shouldn't have been blue. First of all, he looks ridiculous. And the other thing I can't stand is he's just Will Smith.
Yeah.
Like, Robin Williams was, he had Robin. I mean, look, he had the benefit also of having it be animated. That's one thing.
Sure.
But even though it was Robin Williams' voice, it was a different character. Like the Genie felt like just a different character. This just feels like Will Smith.
Yeah.
I don't hate it as much as the rest of the internet is. If you remember on the show, talked about the teaser, didn't love the teaser.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't like, show me more, but it didn't move the needle for me.
Yeah.
While this isn't making me so excited, I don't think he looks as bad as everybody's saying.
Okay. Yeah.
I kind of was picturing this when he said he was going to be Will Smith but blue. Maybe I've just had longer to prep for this because in my mind, this is what it looked like.
I feel like he looks like he would, like if he was at his kid's birthday party and he said, I want to paint myself up as the Genie. And
you and the rest of the internet.
Is that
I
what they
haven't
said?
seen it.
Yeah, okay.
I have not seen a single person who's okay with it. But I don't hate it.
It looks awful. And I'll also tell you who I also wasn't a big fan of, Jafar.
Yeah.
Jafar to me wasn't intimidating at all.
He doesn't look evil enough.
No.
The voice caught me off guard.
What did he say?
No, just the inflection
Bring
in
me
his
the
voice.
lamp.
Yeah, it would just like maybe it's because
agree
I have
with
the
that.
movie
Yeah.
in my head, and
you want him to be
Jafar was great.
menacing. He
You
wasn't
want him-
menacing.
He didn't feel
He
menacing.
just seemed like a privileged prince.
Do you know what stood out to me? As like, listen, it's Will Smith. He's one of my favorite actors of all time. He can do no wrong. I get it. The blue thing, everybody's having a problem with it. Whatever. The CGI in a lot of the scenes that they showed in the trailer didn't look good.
No, when he was standing up in the cave.
Yes.
It looked like 90s CGI.
It did. It looked like Phantom Menace.
Yeah.
And that
It's my
CGI doesn't
favorite
hold
Disney
up that
movie.
well.
What's that?
Aladdin.
Yeah, I love Aladdin.
My favorite.
Me too. It's
I'm
it's
just
up there
trying
for
to
me.
hold out, and I think I'm like willing it to be so. No,
look
no
what you did
will,
there.
no pun intended. But I really am in my head. I'm like, it's okay, Rox. It's gonna be okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Dorian, let's do another poll here too. I'm very curious what the fans say because let's see what the pulse is. Are the fans?
I mean, I think we're all in agreement that the girl who's playing Jasmine looks incredible.
looks
Yeah,
incredible.
she looks amazing.
What's her name? Naomi.
That's Queen.
Judd.
Scott?
Thank you.
Scott.
Power Rangers.
Power Rangers,
I had a privilege of interviewing her when I was with Fandango for Power Rangers. Not only is she gorgeous, we know this. She's one of the sweetest humans I have ever interviewed. So,
Really?
yeah, she's a really good person. So I'm happy to see that she got cast in this. I think she's a great Jasmine. And that shot right there of Aladdin and Jasmine, pretty good.
Looks pretty good,
That
yeah.
looks pretty good.
Yeah.
It was everything else that I saw in that trailer that looks terrible.
See, I know everybody said that he looks like Marty McFly here, but I don't feel that
There?
way.
Oh, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't feel that way too. But but Dorian, let's get a poll here about the audience. What do they think about Will Smith's Genie?
A lot of polls.
Do they
like it.
do they hate it? Do they love it?
Pole
Or
dancing.
still willing to give it a chance? Let's do those three options. I want to see what the fans say. Let's get that poll up as soon as possible, and then we'll have the.
See, with
just make
those
sure
three
Dorian got
options, I
that
don't know what I
right.
would pick. I guess still willing to give it a chance.
Yeah, that's what you said.
Yeah,
that's
okay.
where that option came from.
Okay.
Was you?
Was me. I did that. Can I come?
Yeah, I'm on the hated side.
Are you?
And I wasn't. I wanted. I mean,
So you're not willing to give it a chance?
yeah. I mean, I'm willing to give it a chance, I guess. But it's like, whatever.
I was thinking the same thing. It's Tobias Fumke in Arrested
Yes.
Development when he tries to join the Blue Man Group. And
Is that what it looks like?
Yeah.
I mean,
It doesn't not look like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's bad.
It's really
It's
bad. And
really bad. Yeah.
I'm getting
That's
a-
exactly how he looks.
It's that.
I'm getting a bad feeling from it too. Even when you see Aladdin like jumping on the rocks in the cave,
Yeah.
and it just looked
bad.
It looked like Indiana Jones the ride.
Yeah.
You know, when
Yeah.
you're driving by and you're like, okay, I know this is a ride.
Yeah, and if the argument's always because there'll be somebody in the comment section, well, it's not a finished product yet, guys.
It's not.
It's not. But don't
We
show
get
it
it.
then. But don't
Yeah.
show
Yeah.
it. Then don't
You
show
really-
it.
Yeah, it didn't get leaked. They released
chose
it.
to put that
Yeah.
out there
I
for
got
the
the
Grammys.
I got the alert. The Disney. It was
looks-
like, here it goes, and I'm like,
he looks ridiculous.
That is so spot
He
on.
looks ridiculous.
I don't think it's as bad as you're saying.
Oh, I think he looks ridiculous.
I don't think he looks ridiculous.
I think he looks ridiculous.
But it is kind of jarring.
So what do you
It's a
wish
little
there were
jarring.
more practicals? Like you wish his face didn't look like Will Smith?
I don't know. I mean, maybe it was mixed with the fact that he just sounds like Will Smith. Like you could tell me if you could turn that off and play the audio. I'd say, oh, is that an interview from when he was on Conan? Like it's just him being Will Smith. It's like there's no character to it. It's
but
like,
we've only seen like the 1 or 2 words, so I mean, we could see a lot more from Will Smith in this. We could be totally changed. But I will say this: of all these live-action Disney movies that they're talking about, for this to be the 3rd one, so we had Jungle
fourth.
Book,
Cinderella,
Jungle
Book, Maleficent, and Alice in Wonderland. And Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
Like the sixth.
I'm thinking of like the ones that shaped my childhood. So like
Beauty and the
Little
Beast.
Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Cinderella as a little older and Maleficent I didn't
50s.
see. Yeah.
Wait, I don't understand what makes your list.
Well, he's just saying during his childhood.
I'm doing like the ones that that came out when I was a kid that I loved.
Okay.
Right.
Aladdin, Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, that kind of thing. Beauty and the Beast was good. There hasn't been this kind of blowback on a Disney movie. This is like a big deal for the blowback situation. People are freaking out
What
about
if it's
it.
great?
What's that?
What if it's
What
great?
if it's great?
That's what we're saying.
You are not wrong. Like
Yeah.
you can say because that's one of those things to where the movie comes out and people are like, oh, everyone was, and it's very possible. It's happened many times before. Everyone was freaking out about how it looked, but nobody's freaking out now because it's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cobbster, can you turn this thing up a little bit? For some reason, it just there you go. Okay, cool. Thanks.
There's no snare in my headphones.
Yeah, it just went down. Sometimes they maneuver. Yeah, so that's it, guys. So what do you? Did Dorian get a chance? Did he hear that poll? Just want to make sure.
Yeah, he's on it.
Okay.
I'll keep it.
Who's winning that
There
other
it
poll,
is.
guys? Who's winning the song poll? I'm curious.
Alex is pulling it up.
Thank you. And how many? Is that refreshed? How many votes? We have 700 votes. Number 2, it's dropped down a little bit. 61%. It was higher, but now number 2 still seems to be winning here. We have.
I mean, that song's incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Wait,
like
I thought we were at
original.
61 before. What were we at?
62.
Oh, yeah, so it went down 1%.
Dorian just put the poll in the
Drop down
live
a
chat
little
right
bit.
now too.
It's in the live chat. Okay, so I'm very curious to see what happens there. I have a feeling, and I may be wrong, but I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of the hate-its. What do we got so far
Yeah,
with
I
it?
agree.
Yeah, it's,
First look. What did we vote? Did we vote? Where'd it go? Just disappeared like a genie. Oh,
Putting the genie back in the bottle.
let's see. You're going to give it a chance? Who gave it a chance? Alex? Alex gave it.
Okay.
Okay, so
Only 5% love it.
Yeah,
Love it, that's tough.
54%
I
are
mean,
going to
I
give
think
it a
it's
chance.
pretty impossible to have watched that and come out with love it. Like
I'm saying, like when I
That's
watched
hard.
it, I didn't think it was ridiculous, but it was jarring. Like it
Yeah.
was a little jarring to
Yeah.
me.
I like it. Look, it gives me hope that people are saying we'll give it a chance.
I hope that they
gives
make
me
fun
hope.
of it in Bad Boys for Life. That's all.
That would like very Ryan Reynolds style, like Deadpool style. Yeah, it'd be good. If it bombs, they might.
It could.
Yeah.
If it bombs, I mean, the movie. I can't
When's
see
it
it
coming
bombing.
out?
May, right? Yeah, May. And then doesn't Dumbo comes out in March?
Dumbo's March.
I think we'll be off the timeline a little bit. I don't
Yeah.
think they'll have time to make
No,
fun
probably
of it.
probably not.
Yeah. So I'm saying shooting
sorry.
principal photography is probably going to wrap around May.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's move on because I don't want to think about
They
this
do a
movie.
pickup just for that.
I just don't want to think about it anymore.
I honestly feel really upset about
Yeah.
it. Yeah, I don't want to think about it.
No one's
either.
excited anymore. People were excited for
My
it.
heart hurts.
Yeah.
This and Lion King, they're my 1 and 2.
Lion King, get me in the theater.
Yeah.
I can't wait for that one.
I agree. I agree, but this is my 1.
People are hating. People did the stupid thing when the Lion King came out. Like, she's like,
Why do they need to remake this movie?
just don't watch it. That's when I get to the ESPN guy. The Scott.
yeah.
Well, that's
Don't watch it.
That's when he should go into
Yeah.
it.
Yes.
It's like because then you're paying for a ticket to go
Yeah,
see
that
it.
was moronic what he did, though.
So stupid.
Yeah.
I loved. Did I tell you guys I listened to the show on Thursday and Friday? I
Well,
loved listening to it.
You like listening to it.
It was so cool. Like, not that I don't love being on it, because
You
of course I
guys are
do.
so cool.
But like it was cool because I don't have things like I was excited to get in the car, drive,
just
and
listen
listen
to
to
it.
it.
Yeah.
And I'm like yelling at the thing, and from now on I'm gonna start taking notes about what I want to come in and bitch at you guys about based on what you said.
Okay, good.
Put it in your pants and do a fucking dance.
Dude,
Yeah.
that gets me every time.
That is so
Put it in your
good.
pants and do a fucking dance.
But it was great. Shout out to Dorina. She's freaking awesome.
She was great. Yeah, I mean,
she
it
was
was.
really great.
We have a great crew in general here for our 5 days. Where's Brett, by the way?
Yeah, I don't know.
Where is he?
killed it,
Is he
guys.
supposed to be in today?
Yeah, no, he's working. He's doing his the gallery opening.
Oh, he's coming in. He's coming in when? Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
yeah, he's letting me know about
I see.
the rest.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay, but he is coming.
He's
No, Brad.
I'm
I'm
sorry,
s-
Brett. I
yeah.
apologize.
No, Brad.
I was wrong. I thought he was letting me know. But I don't know.
You want the
We'll figure
cookie?
it out.
All right, so
Yes.
let's move on. What do we have next?
We have an HBO executive, Casey Bloys, has just confirmed that Benioff and Weiss will be doing a trilogy of films in the Star Wars universe.
This is big news, and
This
I
is
bet you
big news.
Lucasfilm's like, "What are you doing, guy?"
Yeah, well, it got into what happened to Confederate, that show that they were going to do, and
Right.
there was a controversy around it, and they said, we're finishing up the final season of Game of Thrones, and then they're going away, and when they come out of that, I assume they will come back to us. The delay has to do with the fact that they are offered 3 movies.
This is big news because for a long time, when they announced Benioff and Weiss for
Yeah.
Star Wars, all they were saying was it's a series of films.
Yeah.
So nobody knew what that meant. That means, what is it, like two
Standalone,
movies,
a spinoff,
5 movies,
yeah.
7 movies? How many movies are they doing? And so Casey Bloys, that's Casey Bloys? Is that who it is?
He's the HBO exec.
And so he probably was not supposed to say, but did anyway, and said, "No, they're doing a trilogy."
Yeah.
Which I'm still convinced. Now, whether or not they call it the Old Republic, I don't know, but it's going to be years beforehand. I wouldn't be surprised if we're going to get a chance to see how it all began with the Force, with the Jedi and the Sith and all that
You
stuff.
don't sound excited about that.
I'm very excited about that.
I love origin
That's
stories.
my number one
but it's not
kind
origin.
of idea.
It's not just I guess it's origin as far as origin of the Jedi, maybe, right? But like origin of how these religions kind of came to be, and how inside of the Jedi religion, the Sith religion was born. Like that to me is fascinating, and to have a
Where's
Sith.
Yoda going to be?
I don't know. It depends on what they do. If they go by Legends material. If they go by that, Old Republic stuff is 1,000 years, 2,000 years before Yoda's even born.
Yeah.
But they have a chance to rewrite it, and they can make it 800 years ago if they wanted to, and Yoda would be like 100.
Mm-hmm.
I think you stay away from Yoda. I think you do it like 1,000 years ago, 15,000 or whatever it is. However you usually want to do it, and you have the start of it if you wanted to. You have a Sith army, you have Jedi army, you have a ton of lightsaber fights, and you really go heavy into the Force, because I think that's a trilogy that fans want to see. We haven't had that in a long time. Yeah,
Do you think it's okay though if we don't have a single mention of a single character that anybody knows and loves?
Yes.
Do you think it's okay?
Yes. You create new ones.
Yes.
That's the point.
I'm not saying I
No,
don't
I
think
know.
it's okay, but
I
yeah.
know. Yeah, but that question's going to be asked.
Yeah.
And you're 100% right for asking it. But you have to create new characters, create the new Luke Skywalker, create the new Han Solo, but not make them the same types of characters.
But then where do you go with them? If the trilogy does really well, do you never address them ever again?
Depends on how you set up remember, the beauty of if you do it 1,500 years before or 2,000 years before, the beauty is that there's so much time and so many characters you can weave in. I hope that Darth Bane comes in there somehow. There's all these things that you could do, that you could set it up. You wouldn't have to ever connect it. So,
I have the student question, the teacher.
Yes.
So, Mr.
Great
Harloff,
shirt.
thank you. Mr. Harloff, is this episode 9 the last in the saga?
Currently, that's what people think it is, yes.
Okay.
Because it doesn't seem like they're continuing on to do the saga films that we know. Now, who the hell is to say in 10, 15 years ago, they go, hey, let's do episode 10.
Right.
Yeah.
It could absolutely happen. They haven't put a kibosh on saying we're never going to continue it on, because
Would you want this to be the last one?
for right now, yes, I do. I think that what could be cool is, 10, 15 years from now.
Because you can't do an episode 10 and not do an 11 and 12.
Right.
Right.
And I mean, you could, but it's just not as fun, right? But you could do a standalone movie, like if you wanted to, right? Let's say at the end of this, depending on how it ends, in 3 years from now, they do a Rey film,
Okay.
right? Or they do, who knows what the hell happens to Kylo Ren or the Knights of Ren? They could do something along those lines. I think that they're going to go from this trilogy. It ends this year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then we go into the Mandalorian. Keep with the Mandalorian on TV. Keep with Cassian Andor on TV. Take a couple breaks, and then you're not going to get this Benioff and Weiss thing until like 2020, 2021.
Mm-hmm.
That's when the first one will come out. Put them out every 2 years, because the TV series will fill that void.
You think we might get this in 2020?
No, I think
21's probably more realistic. Yeah.
That would be wild if it came in
Did I say
2020.
2021? No way, 2020. No way.
I forget it's 2019.
That's right.
Yeah.
I did too. No way we get it in 2020. 2021, maybe 2022. That's what I meant. 21 or 22. And then every 2 years when you get one of those movies, unless they happen to film them all in bulk. I'm okay with the gap as long as I get my streaming service and I'm updated, because these series, The Mandalorian and the Cassian Andor series, are successful, which we all think they will be, you're going to see more Star Wars series.
If they're not good, will you watch them anyway?
Yeah, I want to finish them. If I start a series, no matter what it is, normally within the season itself, I would finish. If it's really terrible, it'll be hard for me. Like there are certain shows that I've been watching that I've just gotten so bored with, I just stopped watching. But I doubt that'll happen with me for Star Wars. I probably wanted to see it through. I didn't finish Resistance, and it's not because it was a bad show. It just didn't grab me the way that everything else did. I'll probably go back and check it out.
Where was Resistance?
It's more geared towards kids.
Oh, okay.
It's an animated. It's
When you said where, do you mean what network?
Yeah, like where?
Disney.
Oh, it's
It's
Disney.
on Disney Channel, but it's one of those. It's just really, this is absolutely aimed way more towards kids, and it should be. I hate the stupid argument.
Does your daughter watch?
She watched the first one. She liked it. I'm gonna probably have bulk watch with her when we have a chance to. But it's aimed for her for sure. But yeah, do you guys all think that Benioff and Weiss, like that's that series you want to see them do, or you want to see them do something else?
Well, I don't like. I've always been obsessed with origin stories in general. Like I love the beginning of Man of Steel, but I don't really like the rest of Man of Steel. Right? I love the stuff on the planet with Russell Crowe and all that kind of stuff. I love that. I love origin stories as many times as we've seen the Batman origin story, whatever. But I love the Ant-Man origin story. I love all that stuff. It's like the creating of the world.
Yeah.
So if Benioff and Weiss go back and create this world that I know nothing about, that leads us up and like throw some cool Easter eggs in there from movies that I would totally understand, that is something that I am totally on board
Or not
with.
even having to do an Easter egg to where you'll be there through the creation of all the new stuff.
Yeah.
Like just because there'll be stuff that they can throw back into all these different planets and new planets to explore that show because look what politics were like during the Roman era.
Yeah.
And what were politics like 1,000 years ago in galaxy, in a different galaxy. That's to me that's fascinating. This, by the way, is not guaranteed at all. They could do a movie that takes place right after episode 9. I just happen to think their skill set and things that they've done so well would fit the Old Republic very well, and going back in time and seeing more Jedi and Sith. I think we're done.
Could
with,
their trilogy be a character trilogy?
It absolutely it could be like a Yoda or something like that. It could be. It could be. I don't think it will be. I think that you're missing out because I just think that I'm just done with. Well, here's all this other stuff going on, and one or two people might know the Force. We know that there was a time where everyone used the Force, like Jedi and Sith were everywhere, and there were wars going on.
We know this.
Show me that.
We know it.
That's what I mean. Show me that.
Yeah.
Show me.
That sounds pretty awesome.
And like that's what I want to see. So
You know this, man.
Yeah.
okay, if you go to that Old Republic video game trailer that they did, and it was one of the, I don't know, was it the second one that they did for not for the Knights of the Old Republic, but the Old Republic game?
Right.
And
Was that on the first PlayStation?
I don't know, no, it was for it was just a what the hell, it was for computer, and it was and you had
Easy.
the Jedi all with the sabers, and then the ship crashes through Coruscant, and all the Sith get out, and they just start battling with green and light and blue and red lightsabers.
Yeah.
And
It's
it's
incredible.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they'll ever do it. I hope Benioff and Weiss would do it. They're not directing it, by the way, either.
Right there.
Just producing it.
producing it.
Producing and writing.
Right.
Yeah.
I love them, and I think this is a perfect next project for them. I
Yeah.
think that this is exactly what they should be doing. Now that means though that the pressure is on.
Yep.
Like coming off of what they're coming off of, it does make me slightly nervous, as it should make anybody, because this is a huge opportunity to fly or to fall.
Right.
And I think that they'll do a great job with it.
I do too. Another reason why I think it would benefit them to put it 1,000 or 1,500 years in the past is because there's nothing to like. Well, what's Vader going to be doing?
Yeah.
Wait, what are they doing? What's going on with Luke? Oh, that's not the Luke I know. There's all new characters.
I
in it.
agree, and
Yeah.
I think that the less characters that are current that they have to play with in their sandbox, the better for them.
I agree.
And I think that was a big knock against the Han Solo movie, is because everybody was like, "Well, that's not Han."
That had a lot to do with it. It also just felt. It also, yeah, it was just, there was a lot missing with that movie.
Okay.
Yeah,
Just a lot
you
missing.
get to a point where you need to stop relying on nostalgia.
Right.
Like all the old original trilogy. We're getting a little bit of that with Mandalorian, which I love. It's gonna look like the original trilogy, but this you have a chance to really do something different.
And I don't want to be one of those guys, but I happen to think that that's a lot to do with Kathleen Kennedy. I think Kathleen Kennedy is too worried about fans not getting or thinking it's like too inside baseball.
Right.
So she wants to go to what they know, and I think that is a big mistake. I think that you should go and try to do brand new things with brand new stories that if you make them good
Get
with the
a
right
new
creators,
audience.
that's right.
Yeah.
So
So that
Benioff-
your friend from high school can go and see it and just start with Star Wars Fresh.
She's never going to want to watch it. Yeah.
She can do it.
I just wanted to make sure that my thing was wrong because I know if I get something wrong in the Game of Thrones world, I will get my head chewed off.
Yeah.
Benioff and Weiss have only directed 3 total episodes of Game of Thrones, so
okay.
that's you know what I mean. So
Yeah.
if you're looking at like, oh, they can direct it.
This is a weird question, but do you know which ones?
I don't. I
Yeah.
mean, I could Google it right now, but I think they do it together.
I don't need them to direct it.
Yeah.
I want them to write it.
Totally. I'm just curious
Yeah.
if they directed 3 Game of Thrones episodes.
Like which
Sidetracked.
ones?
Yeah. What
Right.
did they? Because obviously they
Here
have
we go.
say in that. Like
It's
what
the
were
Ed
they?
Sheeran one.
What were they dying?
All right. So
what were they dying to put their stamp on?
who would you want to direct if they're not directing?
I don't know yet. I don't know yet. It just depends. It depends on who.
It depends on what the story is too,
Yeah.
right?
I wonder if they bring some Game of Thrones directors over. Like
That hasn't worked out so
David
well in
Matter?
future films so far.
Yeah, it sure hasn't.
Because in Thor: The Dark World, wasn't that one of? So
Yeah,
funny.
that
Alan
was,
Taylor.
Alan Taylor. Yeah, and
But Michelle McLaren has been up for some pretty massive movies
Yeah.
too, and I feel like she could take on something like that.
She was
Yeah.
going to do Thor: The Dark World.
Yeah.
And then dropped out, and then was going to do Wonder
Wasn't it
Woman.
Patty
right? No.
Jenkins?
Patty
who was
Jenkins
supposed to
was
do
originally
Thor: The
Patty
Dark
Jenkins
World?
was.
That's
But,
right. I got it
but
mixed up.
Michelle McLaren was supposed to do Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman. That's
Yeah.
right.
yeah.
So
So
speaking of Patty Jenkins, that I Am the Night on TNT. It's
Is it good?
It's slow.
That's the Chris Pine one.
Yeah, I just
is
don't-
she directing it?
She's
Yeah.
directing all of it.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
Yeah. It's like it's based on a true story.
Is it good?
And Indy Isley, who was in our studio,
Yes.
is one of the stars of it. It's
You don't like it.
very slow.
Yeah.
And you know me, I like slow TV.
Yeah.
But this is to the point where it's so slow that it almost feels like they're really pulling a lot of water from a rock. On
You know
this
what?
one.
I've actually stopped saying I like slow TV because I was saying that all the time. But like, if you don't say that, it's like you're not a real TV fan. I felt like if I was saying I don't like slow
TV, where a lot of things
because
happen.
there's so
that
many
there's
things.
just slow
I think
TV.
True,
I
True
don't like
Detective is
slow
slow.
TV anymore.
True Detective is slow,
Slow?
and I like it.
I like True Detective too, but in general, I'm not like I'm a big fan of slow
Right.
TV.
It depends on what the slow
If you're
TV
doing the
is.
story well, then you're
Right.
doing it well. But I don't just like slow TV
Right.
for being slow.
Understood.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
All right, let's move on. So I do want to get the audience thoughts though on that though, as far as Benioff and Weiss.
Should we
Would
do
you-
a poll?
Not for that one. I want to see if they want to do. If they do, should they go back in time, or should they try to figure something else out? And should there be the Obi-Wan stuff? Should they do other things?
We should send
what do you
Brett to
think?
the street.
Brett to the street and just see how many people knew what the hell he was talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah.
Let's bring up those polls though, Alex. I want to see right now both the we got the first one here. What do you think of the Genie? Is that the new? Oh, who's that? That's Jon Snow. What's going on?
Here to defend some Will Smith's Genie.
Oh,
look.
nice. Okay,
Yeah.
there you go.
So
Where
there's
did,
some
all
good
right, so
defense.
let's go. What are you doing? Go down. What did you think of the first look at Genie? 55% will give it a chance. Okay?
950 votes.
Wow.
already.
That's good. And
good.
40%. What the hell? Almost 1,000 people voted on the Genie, and then what's the song? How are we doing on the song? This is Dorian.
Well, because
Dorian.
people don't have to be watching the show
Almost
to vote on the
800.
Genie.
That's true. 61% for. It looks like we're gonna have a clear winner here in the second song by David B.
Yeah.
So, Riley, anything else going on in the world of movie news that we should talk about?
Yeah, you want to know the title to the new Terminator movie?
I would love the title of the new Terminator.
Genesis Origins.
No.
Genesis again.
IGN reports it is Terminator Dark Fate.
Okay.
Whoa!
Yeah.
All right.
Cool title, bro.
I'm actually very excited for this movie. I'm
Yeah.
very excited
Based
for
on
it.
the title?
Not based on the title, but based on the fact that Tim Miller, the way
Yeah.
that he has discussed this movie, if he delivers on his promise, which some people do, some people don't. To me, my favorite Terminator movie is the first one.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
I'm a big
Still my-
T2 guy.
A lot of people are. A lot of people are. To me, and what's funny is that as we know, I'm not the biggest horror fan. Terminator 1 is very much a horror
It's
film.
a horror movie.
But it is also it's a science fiction horror film, and I loved it for that. And I liked how simple it was. I liked. I mean, I think it cost like $2 million to make, if that. Something
Wow,
along
that's
those lines. It
crazy.
was something really cheap. I like that Linda Hamilton is returning, and they're going back to roots. And I like they're almost doing what they did with Halloween. I think this
Yeah.
takes place right after 2, right?
Yep, sure does. They're ignoring everything else, and it's right after 2.
Great.
So,
And to me,
perfect, right?
Yeah, and I think James Cameron's producing this with Tim Miller.
Yep, he's
Oh,
producing.
he's on board? Oh,
Yeah.
man. Now we're getting back to it.
Yeah, Schwarzenegger obviously, and then introducing Mackenzie Davis is in it as like
I love her.
like
Yeah.
taking
I
the
love
mantle
her.
from Sarah Connor. They're assuming here.
Which one's Mackenzie Davis again?
She plays
She's in Tully.
Yeah.
But
Oh
that's
yes,
not,
yes. I like her a lot.
She's so good. What was
Yeah.
the other big thing she was in?
And she was in *Halt and Catch Fire*, and she's incredible.
Was she in like that Gifted movie with
There was
Chris
something.
Evans?
Yeah, Mackenzie does pull up her IMDb credits. You know, she looks like an actress from. There was a movie, Pump Up the Volume, back in the day. That she looks like an actress in that. What is so? Terminator, Dark Fate. *Halt and Catch Fire*, *Blade Runner*.
If he
She's
gets
in
a
Blade
fuck
Runner.
across town, did you guys see that movie?
No, but I interviewed what's his face, Haley Joel Osment about that movie. Yeah,
was awesome.
That's what I heard, yeah.
It was weird,
Yeah.
and she was so
Great.
good.
Right.
Was it like *Run Lola Run*?
No. The
It
Martian.
was about a girl who gets the fuck across town.
Yes.
Literally what it says.
Martian, she's great as the she's the one of the scientists.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Keep going down a little bit more, ladies and gentlemen. Black Mirror.
Black Mirror. That's right.
That awkward moment. Oh, I hated that movie. That awkward movie. No, I didn't hate that movie.
The
It
Black
was
Mirror episode is the San Junipero, which everybody says is their
Fantastic.
favorite.
a great
episode.
episode.
Well, she's
I
been
love
doing
that.
a lot. She's been doing a lot, and I'm
She's
glad that she's in it.
really good.
I like it, and I'm excited for it. I don't over CGI it. You don't need to make it simple, because I feel like because there's these big movies, they feel like, oh, we got to make it big, better, louder. No, just make it simple. That's what the first Terminator did, and if you did
That's
that
what she
again.
said.
Remember, like Rise of the Machines? She had that like weird cannon arm. That movie
Yeah.
wasn't terrible. I didn't hate Rise of the Machines.
That was
I
the
didn't
third
hate
one.
it.
That was the fourth one.
No, that was the third one.
Third one.
Oh,
The
yeah.
fourth
Third
one
one.
was the one with Christian
Bale
Bale, which I
Salvation.
didn't like.
Yeah.
And then Genesis didn't even really make sense. Like that
No.
movie didn't really have a plot.
No, and they did that stupid thing with John Connor.
Yeah.
Oh, what
yeah.
awful! And I like Jason Clarke, but it was so dumb. They turned him into the evil villain. It was so dumb. They didn't know what the hell they were doing in that movie.
Yeah.
So,
Not
let's go down a little bit and read James Cameron's time. This is what he says about the timeline. It's a continuation of the story from Terminator 1 and Terminator 2, and we're pretending the other films were a bad dream. Love that. Or an alternate timeline, which is permissible in our multiverse. This was really driven more by Tim than anybody else, surprisingly, because I came in pretty agnostic about where we took it. The only thing I insisted on was that we somehow revamp it and reinvent it for the 21st century. Love it.
Good stuff.
Love
All
it.
right.
I love when people refer to things as a bad dream. Sure.
Please tell me that they are using. This is me
Night
being a
terrors.
score nerd.
Yeah.
Please tell me they're going
Brad
back to
Fidel's.
use Brad Fidel's
Yeah.
score, because I don't think has he passed on? Is he still with us? Brad Fidel? But I mean, they can use his score because they've lost that after the second one. They didn't use it
Yeah.
anymore, and it lost it incredibly.
What did they use? Do you know?
I don't
Who
remember.
knows? But
I don't
that,
remember.
I mean,
McTiernan directed the third one, didn't he?
John McTiernan,
I thought so. Maybe I'm wrong. I thought he did.
legendary.
Still with us?
Brad
Brad
Fidel.
Fidel.
Then use them. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Use them. So I don't know why they don't. It makes no sense why they replace these composers that have these legendary scores.
Iconic things. You
always-
hear it and you go, Terminator.
Yeah.
It's so lovely when you don't know if somebody's with us and then you look and they are.
Yeah.
It's a
God,
nice
right?
feeling.
Yeah, it
The
is
third
nice.
one
Well, like
was
sorry, go
directed
ahead.
by Jonathan Mostow.
Mostow, that's what it was.
He
Okay.
did a great movie called Breakdown. You guys ever seen that one? Kurt
Break,
Russell?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
that was
I
cool.
remember Breakdown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Old school.
And
That is such a movie up your alley.
Hell yeah.
Breakdown. That is
Yeah, I love
such a
that movie.
Cobbster movie. Yeah.
And a little side note, at the Alita Battle Angel, James Cameron was asked, hey, what did you think about that Neil Blomkamp Aliens stuff? And he went, I'm actually working with him on something.
Oh, cool.
Stay tuned. A lot of
Wow.
people are turning it into, we're getting another. They could be just having a conversation, but I
Right.
thought it's interesting. What if Cameron now goes back and produces
Aliens.
an Aliens sequel?
It depends on
Interesting.
it depends on how Ridley Scott's going to. Because
How
that's
does
it
very
flow with
similar to
all
what we
this?
were talking about before, as where I do believe Ridley Scott has a piece of that IP.
Yes,
I think
and
he-
he pushed back
Because
on
he didn't want,
Blomkamp.
because Blomkamp was supposed to do. He was basically going to do the revamp, get rid of everything after everything that came after Aliens, and just start right then.
Yeah.
and
Hicks
Hicks would still be
and- yeah.
alive and everything. So that's what we were hoping for. And then because Ridley Scott was like, nah, none of that's going to happen because I'm going to continue on what I'm doing. So basically, get out of here, Blomkamp. And because of that. I didn't mind the last Alien. Everyone else hated it. I didn't mind the last one, but it certainly didn't move the needle, as you said
Yeah.
before. It's. I think you revamp it, give it a Blomkamp. He needs something because Chappie should be every copy of that should be in the toilet.
That was not good.
Awful.
Yeah, it came on TV and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give this a chance. It looked like Darkwing Duck, or not Darkwing Duck, Gizmo Duck, and I was like, this could be good. No.
I hate that movie, and
Yeah,
I
it's
hated
very not good.
the fact that after reading the stories about how he got that rap duo, the pop singers or rap duo. I don't remember the South Africa.
Dua Lipa?
Diane Ward.
Yes.
Die Antwoord.
After reading the stories about how they tortured him basically during it, they were just awful to work with, and how he got into like arguments and fights with them. I was like, well, that's what you get, dude. You read stories about them, how terrible they were in the first place, and they were so unlikable.
Yeah.
So unlikable in that movie. I hated that movie. Anyway, moving on. Anything else?
Some opinions this morning.
I do,
my friend.
Yeah,
You're on it.
I like it.
He's in. He's getting. You know what it was, dude? Is the clickbait songs got you all jacked up?
Clickbait.
And the clickbait.
Clickbait. I'm trying to get in the
Didn't
song.
see any fucking movies.
Clickbait. Clickbait.
Shut the movie. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
Clickbait. Clickbait.
I do have to correct song too, because they were the ones that was saying I was saying shut the fuck up.
It was
but,
me.
but it was Christian.
It's okay.
But
It's just a movie. It's just a
you
movie.
would have said it in a different world.
Yeah.
Continue.
I've always wanted to be in a punk song, and my dreams come true here on a Monday, Christian. They do.
Perfect.
Roxy, Mark, dreams.
Do you want the cookie? I said yes. You want the milk? I said yes. All right.
Do you want to win a goldfish?
Want some cookies?
I said yeah.
You want a glass of milk?
Yes.
I said yeah.
He says it.
I love the way he says it
Yeah.
because he says it. He's like, of course I
Softly.
said it.
Yeah.
He's like, asked me if I want milk. I said yes. I want cookies. I said yes.
Very
Do
sexy.
you have green card?
You have green card. I do not have green card. All right. That it, Riley? Anything else going on? What
The
we're
last
talking
bit, there's some big news,
What?
was the horror tinge spin-off of Aquaman. Is
How does
in
that work?
the
What does
works,
that mean?
And it's called The Trench.
Tell me about
So
it.
you know the scene in which those monsters
yes.
and they come out, it's The Trench. So
Which,
they would
by
be
the way, The Trench looked like right out of a James Wan movie.
Yeah.
So this makes sense to me.
Yeah. So they've already hired a pair of up-and-coming scribes, Noah Gardner and Aidan Fitzgerald, and they're going to write the horror script with Wan and Peter Safran producing. So it's going to be like a little horror side angle. Look at the Conjuring universe. This is exactly what they're doing. They got a big hit on their hand with Aquaman.
I think it's smart. I think it's very smart.
Yeah.
I think it's very smart because they stood out. They looked like something out of a James Wan movie, and because the movie made over $1 billion, capitalize on it.
Make
Makes
it
sense.
horror
Here's what
too.
we
I
need.
love it.
Here's what we need is the crossover of the Trench and the Meg.
Oh, there you go.
The Trench
Yes.
Meg.
It's
the
a
Meg Trench.
megalodon.
I did not like that Meg.
You did it?
I did not either.
Oh,
You liked
man.
it?
You
I
did?
Yeah.
I couldn't hang with
I didn't
it.
like
That
it.
was so
It's
fun.
It is a little too dopey for me.
Yeah.
I don't like
I mean, I think that's probably why I liked it.
Yeah.
I enjoyed a lot of it, and I definitely told the cast I liked it. So
Yeah.
So you lied to
No,
them.
yeah.
I liked it fine.
You like some of it. That's where you got your Statham opinions from.
Oh,
Very
that's
serious.
right.
John
Ooh,
Stock.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah, I think
I'm
that
very serious,
this is an
never mind.
interesting move by DC. I don't really know what to make of it quite yet. And by the way, it's in development, so a lot of things have been in
Right.
development at DC that never see the light of day.
Yeah, but this might see the light of day because of the success behind Aquaman.
It totally might. There's a ton of different parts of Aquaman that I think people would have expected to be a spin-off before The Trench.
Yeah.
But because it's James Wan, that's obviously something that spoke to him and something like you just said is right out of a Wan movie. So it makes sense that he's working on this project, and it would be pretty isolated from Aquaman.
Yes, and how much mythology does the Trench have? I don't know. I don't know enough about it.
Some, definitely
Yeah, some.
but not years and years. It's relatively
Right.
newer.
Not enough that people are going to be so mad.
Like, you didn't do the trench right.
Right. or maybe he does do it right. You know, whatever it was. I think this is a smart move. I think it's a very smart move because
All those Trench fans out there are just going to be livid.
if it was anyone else,
pants and do a fucking dance.
if it was anyone else though, besides James Wan, because of what Riley said though, Riley was right to where James Wan has already done this before.
Yeah.
He's already taken one franchise, taken things out of that franchise, and spun it off into another successful franchise. So I think that
but that franchise wasn't DC. Like I just think they're on a little shaky ground.
We'll see.
But it could be awesome. I'm not
Yeah.
into it. It's just it's a strange move.
it's a strange move, but I think it's a smart move.
Government, y'all in Trenchtown. No? Okay.
No. All right, let's do some tweets. Hashtag Collider Live, and make sure that you also call in. We'll do a few phone calls before we get the hell out of here today. We'll probably have a chance for like 2 phone calls. I'd say the same today. Yeah, if regular callers get in, that's fine. What?
How cute was that caller on Friday? That was like, I'm the biggest fan.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Oh my god.
There were some really good calls too. I think that on Friday is when I'm going to put the ban on the regular callers. But I'll let regular callers call in today.
We got a caller now.
All right, hey, you're in Collider Live. Who do we got?
My name is Kai, and I'm calling from London.
Nice. What's up, Kai? How you doing, brother?
You
What's
sound
going
like
on?
you're from London.
How's it going?
Good. What's up? What do you got for us today?
I'm seeing Roca and Matt Nose in like 2 weeks. It's gonna be good.
Nice.
Yeah, cool. So
Seeing what?
Cool. He's
Roast
seen
and Roca are
Roca
going
and
in.
Nosa are doing. Yeah, they're going to be in I think February 23rd. They're going to be in London. So
For
what's they're doing a show. Their top 10 show live.
Oh, cool.
So what do you got for us today, man? What do you want to say?
Honestly, I never thought I would get through, so I'm kind of stuck right now. I just want to say I appreciate you guys a lot for everything you guys do. I appreciate you guys so much, man. I've watched you guys for so long. I even got to see John Snep when he was in London. I appreciate what you guys do for me personally and stuff. You guys carry on being you, carry on doing what you guys do, and I love you guys so much.
Oh,
I'm just gonna say thank you for that.
What a sweet call. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
Do you guys
Yeah.
have the same thing when it's somebody from London who's a woman? Like, no matter, I have no idea what this guy looks like, but in my head, I'm picturing the biggest stud. Like, he's just a
Because he's got that.
stud.
Right. Because he has that
But when
voice.
the accent comes out, you're just
But then
like,
you meet Jack.
you're like, this guy is like sexy with beautiful eyes, and he's ripped and like.
Yeah.
Dude, you know you're getting old. I was air drumming. My neck is now sore. My shoulder hurts. And Saturday we went bowling, and my hips hurt when I woke up in the morning from bowling.
Listen, Jennifer Lopez is 50 years old almost, right?
Yeah.
She's doing backflips.
Yeah.
I turned to my wife. I said, my knee almost popped
I
out
think
when
she's 51.
whatever she is.
Yeah.
I said, my knee almost popped out of my body when I got up holding my daughter in the morning.
You know what she said is her trick?
What?
She said,
Working out?
No.
Oh.
This is what annoyed me. She said, I have to make sure, no matter what is going on in the world, no matter what, I get 8 hours of sleep a night. And I was like, wouldn't that be lovely? Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah.
Because I'm not trying to do that.
I would love to do that.
When
I
you
don't
want-
know what that means.
Like
8 hours of
8
sleep.
hours?
Full sleep?
Full sleep. She's like, no
don't know
matter
what that
what.
If I get 6, I'm psyched.
I got 5 today. We got another caller.
Let's do one more call and then we'll get into some hashtags here. All right, hey, you're at Collider Live. Who do we got?
Hey, my name's Calvin.
Hey, Calvin, what's going on, man? What do you got for us today?
Hold on a second. Nothing much. Hey, Macuga, what's up, buddy?
What up,
Johnson
dude?
City, Tennessee.
Yeah, Tennessee. What's
Yeah,
up? What
yeah.
up? What up?
I don't get
it.
Ken and I talk about it all the
You
time.
better tell Ken you talk to me.
I will.
All
I
right?
will. I will.
All right, man. Oh, by the way, man, I never did get to tell you, your wife is beautiful.
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that.
Very true.
There you go.
I don't know how you pulled that off.
Neither
I don't
do
know
we.
how,
Neither do we.
but
He did it.
Congratulations.
He did it.
Thanks,
So what do you
man.
got for us
Yeah.
today, my man? You got something you want us to talk about? Or what?
not really. I do like the
What's that?
Oh, great, man. That was awesome. I mean, like, I even thought about trying to make a little song, but no, it wasn't compared to that.
Oh,
But,
yeah. Which song did you like the best today out of the ones that we played?
That's what I'm talking about. The second one.
Oh, you like the second
The
one
one,
the best.
the
Okay.
guy who wrote his own lyrics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
All
was
right. Well,
good.
cool.
Yeah, that
All
was
right.
great.
Maybe
Awesome.
we'll get a Johnson City, Tennessee version, like a country twang or something. Of
Oh, that would be
Clickbait.
good.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, please.
Clickbait.
Clickbait. We got some clickbait for you.
And some chicken and beer with the clickbait on the side.
Clickbait. All right. Thank you so much for the call, my man.
Calvin.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Calvin.
Thanks, bud.
Clickbait. We got clickbait. All right. Let's. Show.
Little bit of clickbait.
Okay, let's get into some hashtags here, Riley. What do you got? You got a hashtag Collider Live? Who's
I
winning
got-
the poll? Bring up the poll too, Alex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the poll is
Final
still...
poll
Alex
here.
is bringing it up.
Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Cobbster. I appreciate that. Alex, we have 1,200 people that say they're going to give it a chance. So, but almost 40% hate it, 5% love it.
was
so
me.
there's that. Now, how
I
about
hated
as
it.
far as the song? This will declare our winner and what takes us out today. Number 2 wins the poll, and it is David B.
It did drop again, though,
Well, he will be the official.
by 1%.
Yeah, well, he will be the official song for the Clickbait
It's so
song.
good. He sure
will.
So there you go. We'll play that on the way out
I want
today.
to come. Put me in the song.
Well,
You
eventually.
weren't here for it.
You weren't here for
I
it.
know. I know.
I wasn't here either,
Yeah.
Roxy.
All right,
I
let's do one. What are people talking
Yeah,
about?
at Sean Quinn Dog 76. Kevin Smith doing Howard the Duck animated series for Hulu. What do you think about that?
That makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's perfect for that.
perfect.
I couldn't care less about a Howard the Duck anything.
Yeah.
But that sounds kind of cool.
A lot of people do care about it. I'm not one of them, but I think they are excited about this selection.
I think he's a great choice for
Yeah.
Howard the Duck. I mean, he if you told me that, if it, because of the age, I wouldn't know. But if he created it, I would be like, oh, that makes sense because
Yeah.
he's in tune with what
'Cause,
Howard
like,
the Duck is.
The Howard the Duck, not the George Lucas movie.
Yeah.
Right? But the Howard the Duck that we see
Comic.
at the end of and the comic, he's just like this wisecracking kind
Foul
of
mouth, yeah.
right, duck.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, I get that.
I feel like you love this series.
Sure, I bet I would.
Perfect for you.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
what's the horse show that you watch?
BoJack Horseman.
Yeah.
So amazing.
Isn't he like a foul mouth?
Yes.
Yeah. See, like they'd probably be the same type of thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never seen BoJack Horseman. Or whatever his name
I mean,
You'd
look
like
at the get your feeling on this. Look at the bigger picture here. It's at Hulu. We know about the Fox Disney deal. They just announced not only Howard the Duck, but Marvel's Tigger and Dazzler, Hitmonkey Tells, and The Offenders, all as animated movie series.
Disney.
It's Disney.
It says all the Disney streaming.
This is for Hulu, for now.
Oh, Hulu.
So I'm wondering about when are they going to, cancel The Punisher?
Right.
And then are we going to see any live action stuff pop up on Hulu?
I
or
think
is
so.
it just
Yeah.
I think so.
And I think eventually
There's
Disney
moves
Plus and
being
Hulu
made.
will just be one service.
Yeah.
And what you have with your Hulu service, you pay a couple extra bucks and you get Disney.
But what are we gonna do with the Handmaid's Tales of the world?
They'll still be on there.
Yeah.
On Disney?
I don't know. I think Hulu will probably stay in its own thing, very similar to what Disney's going to do with like the Fox brand with the rated R stuff, because that way you can put.
Yeah.
You're not going to put a lot of the rated R type shows on
Like
Disney,
Handmaid's Tale,
right?
yeah.
You put it on Hulu. That's their brand now, to where you can do that.
I agree.
So why shut it down if you can just say, well, go over to Hulu. It's still available. You can put Daredevil over there if
And
you
they
wanted
can
to.
kind of make twice the money,
Right.
which is crappy.
Well, I mean, not for them. It's not.
No, for
Yeah.
me.
Yeah. Okay. Let's do. You want to do one more call, Cobby? You got anybody else? Or are you done?
I'm experiencing some Skype is not.
All right, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Let's I
miss Cody.
Yeah. Well, let's play us out here too. We're gonna say goodbye. We'll be back tomorrow, and taking us out today will be David B. Thank you guys for listening to Collider Live. Thank you to everybody who watched, listened. Make sure you subscribe to everything to the Apple Podcast. Go buy those tickets, theschmoedownlive.com. Do that. Chicago, do it all. Thank you guys very much. Appreciate it. Love you. See you tomorrow.